All right, what's up, folks? What is up? If you guys could see the title of the stream, the next set got leaked. It's gonna be, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, Sun and Moon. So it's looking like it'll be similar to like the space-time pack we had with Palkia Dialga. Looks like we'll have Solgaleo Lunala. I hope we have, obviously we're going to have more than just those two EXs, but it looks like those are going to be the pack leaders. The whole set hasn't been leaked just yet, unfortunately. All we know is that it's going to be these cards right here. Solgaleo and Lunala. I guess so one thing we can look at now, they're not basics. They're stage 2 evolutions. Both of them are. That's going to be crazy. Okay, another thing, 180 HP on both of them. That's a lot. Contender for the most HP in the game, I guess. Gyarados, Charizard, what are they all sitting 180? All right. Let's see what else maybe we know of. I got this off of the Reddit. Actually, I found it on Twitter first, but it is posted up on the Reddit page as well. Namalize is right. They do both have an ability. I don't know. I think, let's see. Hold on. Let me pull it up in Discord. I think somebody in Discord translated it. Where's Namalize at? Dirty says, think they have the same basic in stage 1. I think you're right. So that'll be interesting. I wonder if there's going to be any viability to be able to play like both. You know what I mean? Like you run the stage 1, the stage 2, or excuse me, the basic, and then the stage 1. And then you could run like each of these in your deck as well. I don't know. Yeah, Namaliza does look like right here. If you can see it, it looks like it's an evolution Pokemon. So it's a stage 2. You can see the Cosmog or whatever, Cosmoem right there. Whatever it is, I can't remember the earlier evolution's name. Let's see. Let's see if we can find any... What was the translated link? Or what did Namalize... Who was it? Was it Nam or Flum? Maybe it was Flum. Okay, so according to Flum... Let's pull this up. I'm gonna... Let me do this. New... Oops. Hold on one second. Hold up. Not what I wanted. Okay. So, according to Flum, this is what his phone translated. Let's try to keep this in the middle here. Might be a little hard to read. I'll read it for us all here, though, guys. It says, according... This is just trying to translate the text there on that page. It says, Pokemon theme expansion pack, Sote no Guardian Soul. I think it is, I think the pack is Rising Hope is what it's going to translate to for us. Scheduled to appear on Wednesday, April 30th. So I believe that'll be Tuesday night for us. So 6 days away. Introducing Galeo, Lunala, I guess it would be. Lunada. The Guardian of the Sun. Guardians of the Sun. Guardian of the Twin Heavens. Okay. There are a lot of new cards, such as support cards. Well, that's good. This was leaked. Looks like this was actually officially leaked by the Pokemon channel. Like the official Pokemon card channel. But I think it was quickly taken down. So this is official. It's just not officially out yet. Let's see. Well, let's see if the Reddit has any new information on it. I don't see anything. It's probably all going to be in the Twitter thread here. Or the Reddit thread, excuse me. Gen 2 and 3, boys. We are in shambles. A lot of people were thinking it was going to be Gen 3. My theory was that it was going to be Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet, just based off the fact that we got some like teaser cards in the Shining Revelry pack with Iono and like the Masquerada lineup. So I thought for a sec we were going to get a Paldea set, but doesn't look like that way. Mass of the Myth. Not unless the Solgaleo has generic energy. Oh, I guess you're right. So running both these cards, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. Because Solgaleo is Steel type and Lunala is Psychic. Which kind of sucks that we're getting, I guess, another Steel and another Psychic. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hating. At least not another Psychic. You know what I mean? Like, especially after Giratina, we don't need any more Psychic right now, I feel like. I feel like we're doing pretty good on Psychic. We got Mewtwo, we've got Giratina, we've got Lunala now. I don't know. I don't know how good Lunala or Solgaleo are in the actual TCG. I'll pull up some example cards here of them on the TCG in just a sec. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. What else do we got? Oops, that's just a PNG of Solgaleo. So, another thing I found too. I don't know where this person found this, but they think that this might be the order that we see all of the next sets. Gen 4, they had Gen 4 listed as number 1. I think this had something to do with Charizard or something like that. Amount of Charizard tie-ins or something like that. But anyways, Gen 4, or no, it says right there, Gen's ranked by Gen 1 tie-ins. Duh. But either way, people were saying that this list appears to be what they're going off of, is what they were thinking. I think the same person who posted this leak said something along the lines of they're going to go in an order similar to this. So, potentially next up is Gen 6, which would be XY, which would be Mega Evolutions, which would be absolutely crazy if we got that. But that means if we do get Gen 6, we're getting Mega Evolutions before we ever get, like, the Primal Forms or Mega Rayquaza. So, take the good with the bad. I guess the good being Mega Evolutions would be introduced into the game. The bad being we're probably not going to see Shiny Rayquaza for a good while. Johto. I can't remember. Johto's Gen 2, right? J Boogie, if that's the case, Gen 2, looking like it might be right around the corner. I'm guessing also, so we're going to get, the initial pack for Sun and Moon, right? Which, let's go back here. Again, the initial pack going to be Solgaleo and Lunala. The expansion, I'm guessing, is going to give us a Necrozma of some sort. And that would be really awesome if they gave us some new, like, transformation ability for these two cards. Maybe that's what the ability is right here. I don't know. I can't really tell what this does. But, again, it would be really awesome if we could get, like, the Duskmane version of Necrozma or the, what is it, the Blood Moon? I can't remember what the Moon version is. But either way, both the Necroza evolutions or transformations would be extremely sick. Count me in on that. I don't know. And then what could they go even further? So you get your Duskmane Necrozma. Then would you get what am I trying to say? Would you get what does it evolve into? I bet we get baby Necrozma and its dog shit dragon type. Lunala wings. Yeah, the wings or whatever. The you know what I'm talking about. The Necrozma evolutions. What is it? Duskmane Necrozma evolution. Ultra burst or whatever. Isn't that what it is? Ultra Necrozma. Dawn Wings, Ultra Necrozma, or whatever. If we could get something like this in the game, that would be so sick. But that would require, I mean, think how much setup that would require. It would be, you'd have to get your Stage 3, or your Stage 2 online, which is already hard. You better be like one stage or one turn away from ending the game after you get a stage 3 online. Or stage 2. Essentially, this would be a stage 3, because then you'd have to have Necrozma probably on the board. Fuse it with, would you turn it into Duskmane? Or would maybe Duskmane be its own basic? I don't know. Sorry, you guys probably can't see this very well, huh? But I was looking at the pictures for Necrozma and how that would work. It could be an Exodia worth all 3 prize points. Yeah, maybe that's it, huh? If you get Ultra Necrozma out, it's the equivalent of drawing Exodia and then game's over. You win. I mean, it could be interesting. It's a thought. I don't know how much I like the thought, but it's a thought. Oh, I guess you're kind of right. Well, PJ, I wonder if they would maybe just cheese it and say, like, as long as you have either Duskmane or Duskwings or Dawnwings, you can evolve it. I don't know. Part of me really hopes that they do something to allow you to play both types, like both these cards at once. Like I hope the deck is the stage 1, stage 2. Like 2 copies of the stage 1, or I guess it would be, I always say that wrong, not the stage 1. Technically, it would be the basic. So it'd be 2 copies of the basic, 2 copies of the stage 1, and then you could run, well, I guess you could technically still run 2 copies of the EXs each, too, but you're only getting 1 of each online or 2 of 1 online. You wouldn't be able to get all 4 of these online. You don't have enough setup. Maybe Dogshit Baby Necrozma could act like a tool card for Lunala and Solgaleo. I would imagine it's going to be something like that, PJ. Like either like a early stall tank, like a Dredagon type card that you could throw out front maybe, since it would count as a basic technically. Or something that you just want to have live on the bench. But probably something with an ability that lets it combine or act as a tool. Like, maybe it acts like you can't equip a cape or a helmet or any sort of item. That's your tool, is Necrozma, so. That could be, I don't know. Last time we did this, like, last time I was sitting here theorizing, like, all the cool things they could do for transformation cards, things like that. They ended up kind of giving us nothing for, like, Arceus and stuff. With all the ideas that you could have done with Arceus, they definitely went with, like, a somewhat lame version, I feel like, where they have, like, only cards that work with Arceus, as opposed to, like, Arceus being able to work with any deck. I guess that would make Arceus too good, so I get it. Not that he's not already really good, but I don't know. The amount of mons you'd have to run to make that even feasible. That's what I'm thinking too, J Boogie, is like at the point of we're already having to commit. Let's pretend you're only running 1 of these, and not even both. It's a minimum 6 cards. You've got 2 of the basics, 2 stage 1, 2 of the evolutions, or stage 2, the EX. So that's 6 cards right there. I mean, you don't want much more than that. Like, think of like how Charizard works. That's a stage 2 deck. Already, I don't like it in the fact that it's a stage 2 card. Ranked matches and like higher competitive play tends to lean more in favor of basics that can come out on the field instantly and just start like whooping ass. So something like this is already bothersome. The only reason like Charizard's good is because once it gets on the field, it's taking out everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm very, very curious to see how they're gonna make these cards work. We get abilities. I need to see their attacks. I want to see how much they, like, how many moves they can do. I don't know. Can you guys see behind this character right here, or is that the character itself? I think that's the character itself. But if you notice, like, the ability text goes down to at least here. So here's one thing I'm afraid of already. The ability text goes down to here, right? The bottom of the card looks like it's happening right here. So that leaves room for 1 attack. I don't know about Lunala, because I can't really see through the lettering at all, but right here you can definitely see, like, that's the bottom of a card. And there's not going to be any text below it saying, hey, here's an attack, and that's not part of the attack. So I would imagine that you're only getting 1 attack on this. It's only going to have room for, like, the 1 line, right? Because the attack's going to go to, like, here. Take up, like, that much, which that means the ability goes to, like, another line. Huh. PJ says, I bet Cosmog's going to have a teleport-like attack. Cosmoem will have some sort of protection. That would be ideal, I suppose. I don't know. I'm curious if it's going to... Oops, sorry, guys. I'm curious if it's going to be something where you'll build it on the bench, or if it's going to be like, hey, I can put this out in the active spot and attack. Well, I guess you're not going to attack with it if it's a teleporter. But, what am I trying to say? Is it going to be like, again, something where you want it to actually be out front attacking, or if you want it to just be on the bench? I don't know. Because like Charizard, Charizard works in the sense that it's okay being built from the bench. But if there was something good, like this ability was good, or the stage 1 and the basic also had abilities that were good that could maybe act defensively and offensively, because that would be the best thing that could happen, is it has some sort of defensive ability that's not like a teleport. Maybe just like protect on both forms leading up until this EX. But you give him some sort of protect, and then like let him attack too. Like let him be able to attack and do damage. That way he's good on the front line too. Because Charizard's not really good in the sense that you don't really... I don't know. He can be good, but the way you lose energy on Charizard, you just want to build up as much as you can normally before you dump it. I've noticed, usually, like, if you're going Charizard versus Charizard, the first person to put their Charizard in loses. Kind of same thing with, like, the Pikachu as well. That new Pikachu, first person to put their Pikachu in and dump their energy tends to lose. PJ says, I'm guessing Cosmoem will have some sort of coin flip, takes no damage, like a Doug Trio type move. That would make sense. I'd be okay with that. Huh. Personally, I guess, so, I suppose we can run Dialga. That's going to be your Moltres Charizard combo for this right here. You'll run 2 Dialga for your energy gen. You'll bench him and just build him up, get him built up to, whatever energy. Hopefully 4 energy, something where he hits for over 150 damage. I don't know. Now I'm kind of worried. The fact that he's only going to have 1 line of attack. This attack better kick ass. That's all I know. Better be one hell of an attack. PJ says, you think Cosmog will be teleport only like a Ralts, Abra, Magikarp? I guess in the sense that you're going to have Dialga, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, what your options are either Dialga or that out front. So, I'm okay with that. And then, obviously, Giratina is going to be... Yeah, I was going to say, Giratina is probably going to work with both of these decks, if we're being real. Giratina is going to be an annoyance for the foreseeable future. I'll definitely say that. Giratina will be an annoyance for the foreseeable future. One thing that I'm maybe thinking they'll do here, now that we have their headlining banner Pokemon are going to be Stage 2 evolutions. Maybe it's time we get an Ultra Ball. Or a Great Ball, or some sort of new Pokeball. I think an Ultra Ball would probably make more sense. PJ, what's up, dude? Or not PJ. I'm sorry, I was reading PJ's last comment. Rampage, what's up, dude? The set somewhat got leaked. Not all the cards, but it's Sun and Moon for sure. We're looking at 2 cards right here. Solgaleo EX and Lunala EX. J Boogie says a better Pokemon comp for sure would be awesome. Yeah. What was one? Evo Soda or whatever? Evolution Soda, I think that would be a good one. If they added something like that to the game. Let me look it up. Evolution Soda. Oops. Well, this will work in the sense that we're just trying to get the picture of it. Okay. So Evo Soda is search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolving that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. You can't use this card during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn. I mean, I don't know, actually, now that I'm like looking into the wording of this a little bit more, I don't know if something like that would be necessarily ideal. Maybe an Ultra Ball would be better. Let me look up the Ultra Ball as well. Ultra Ball TCG. Ultra Ball TCG. So the Ultra Ball is... you can only use this card, so it would be different for Pocket, obviously. It would be something like you can only use this card if you discard one other card from your hand, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it onto your hand, then shuffle your deck. I'm guessing, again, since we're playing Pocket and everything's pocket-sized, it'll probably have this similar debuff, but it'll probably be downplayed to one other card. Rampage says, what if they add an extra pack like they did for Gen 4 and have Necrozma be the main EX? That's what I'm thinking is going to happen for the booster. If anything, we could get something like... We could get something really cool where Necrozma ends up being the Gen... or no, the first booster. So Necrozma's the headliner for the first booster. And then the second booster, if they do a second booster like they did here with Shining Revelry, but the second booster ends up being the Ultra Burst Necrozma form. This thing. All right, let me do this. There we go. Steve the Weave, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Steve, you're just joining us, or anybody, I guess, guys, if you're just joining us. It looks like Sun and Moon are the official leaked cards for the next set. There it is. It's going to be Solgaleo headlining one banner and Lunala headlining the other. It's available April 30th, so next week. I'm guessing 6 days from now, so it'll probably be like Tuesday night heading into Wednesday. Jay Boogie says Solgaleo and Lunala will be separate packs for sure. I'm guessing they do it very similar to the Space-Time packs, where Solgaleo, again, is going to headline his own pack, and Lunala will headline their own pack. That being said, let's go through, what is this, Gen 7? Gen 7 Pokemon. Let's look them up, huh? I'm going to go full screen for this. Open screen. Where's a good picture? Let's go with this one. Open image. I just want the image. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. So, Gen 7 Pokemon. We're going to get Rowlet, Decidueye, an Incineroar. Okay. Primarina. I wonder if that means we're going to get Sleep for, like, a water-type ability then. Because that's going to be really annoying if that's the case. If you can do, like, a bench, from the bench ability, Sleep or something like that, that would be really annoying. Let's see. Rampage says, ooh, what if Necrozma's ability turns it into Ultra Necrozma if you have the Solgaleo and Lunala on the bench, and if you kill it, it's an automatic win, no held, and no held items. So, Rampage, what PJ was saying is, we were thinking Necrozma might function as like a tool. Once you get Solgaleo online, like it'll be a Pokemon, but it'll have an ability where it's like, if you have Solgaleo on the board, you can attach it to Solgaleo, and it'll act as like a Pokemon tool. So you wouldn't be able to put like a cape or a Rocky helmet on Solgaleo. But, again, you'd be able to put Necrozma on him. And then, I don't know, maybe have some sort of like transformation ability, like turn it into Duskmane or something from there. That could be really sick. I don't know. And another thing, though, we were saying is, that's, like, you got to think, it's already going to be kind of hard getting Solgaleo on the field already. Like, it's similar to Charizard in the sense that it's a stage 2 evolution. And we all know how hard it is to get Charizard on the field. You better win the next turn, right? Like, that's about what Charizard comes down to, is you better be ready to win in the next, like, turn or two. So, if it's something where, like, you know, it's Pocket, you have to already get a stage 2 evolution on the field. You have to then equip Necrozma onto it. So, like, since you have to make all of these planets align, maybe if you get Ultra Necrozma, it would just act as Exodia, and you just win the game. Something like that. Because it's going to be really hard. Oh my god, my favorite Pokemon in the freaking world, Sandygast and Palossand, coming to the game. Hell yeah. Let's take some bets. What do we guys think for Sandygast, Palossand? Do we think Fighting? Do we think Dark? Do we think Psychic? I think Dark. But I could also see Fighting, and I could also see Psychic. Oh my god, I forgot. We're going to get the Tapus. Okay, so realistically, we're probably getting 2 Tapus for each pack, right? We'll probably see Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele on, like, Solgaleo. And then Tapu Bulu and Tapu Fini on Lunala, right? Steve the Weave says, I know none of these Pokemon. Blonde Dug Trio is hilarious, though. Oh my god. Dude, we get a Lowen Dug Trio. So does that mean we can have, like, a Diglett? Another Diglett evolution? Or how's that gonna work? Oh my god, this is gonna be fun. I'm already stoked on this. Rampage says, also, what if the Ultra Beasts get their own packs? Ooh, I forgot about the Ultra Beast. I suppose that's gonna be your headliners for your boosters then, huh, Rampage? Is you put the Ultra Beast in there. Okay, hold on. Let's start at the top here. So we'll go through. We've got our starters. Again, I could see Primarina being really obnoxious. I could see Incineroar also being obnoxious. What if they do something wild and give us, like, a Darkness Incineroar or a Fighting Incineroar and, like, I guess they don't have Fairy-type cards yet, huh? So it'd have to do Water still. And we don't have Flying, so you'd have to do Grass. It's okay. We need a good Grass. We don't need another Grass Stage 2, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Rampage, I feel like the Tapus might even work. Ooh, that's a good idea. Like, you have, like, a Tapu deck. Because, realistically, what are they? This is Lightning, I think, right? So it's Lightning... a Fairy type, which we don't have Fairy. I think that one's Water, right? And then, I don't remember what this one is. Steve the Weave says, don't they usually pull Pokemon from other gens as well? We should see probably 1 or 2 Pokemon at least from another gen. Like, major Pokemon from another gen. At least. Like, Dhelmise is in here, and we've already got Dhelmise. Jangmo, Hakamo, and Como could be really cool. Probably a dragon type of some sort. I don't know how I feel about that. Mimikyu. A Mimikyu EX could be really cool. Would Mimikyu be basic or like colorless, I guess? Not basic, excuse me. Would he be colorless? Or what do we think Mimikyu would be? All right. What else is going to be good here? Toucanon, that's a stage 2. Young Goose and Gumshoes. Okay. Wonder what they're going to do. I can't imagine this is good. They're probably going to do something stupid, though, like make Gumshoes an EX. For being real, right? We'll waste one of our EXs on Gumshoes. Then we get Grubbin, Chargebug, Vikavolt. Wonder if they'll do Steve the Weave says, wonder if they'll do anything to boost Dragon or multi-energy. I was talking with PJ about that the other day, Steve, where if they added something that lets you I guess this is PJ's idea. They give you an item card that lets you pick your next type of energy. You don't get an added, like an additional energy, but you get to manipulate whatever your current energy is into something different, and you can for sure manipulate it to whatever you want. So that way, if you're running something like, just for instance, Dragonite, and you can't draw your electric energy, you could run that item, like you're running, again, water energy, electric energy, and you're just waiting on that electric to pop up. You're not getting anything but waters. You could run that item, and you could for sure pick what energy is next. That would at least somewhat help as far as being consistent, but it's kind of a wasted card slot, and to make it happen, it takes up a card, you know what I mean? And it doesn't really do anything other than takes an energy that could have potentially rolled something different and rolled into the energy you want. I don't know. But another thing they could do, and this would be the most overpowered thing in the entire game, is add a straight-up energy card to the game, where if you draw it, you can attach it to whatever card you want, and they get an additional energy. If they do add something like that to the game, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be limited to 1 per deck. And if they do add it, it's probably going to be something that they add on, like, what am I trying to say? It'll be added on, like, an anniversary type thing, where everybody gets it guaranteed. It's not going to be something where, like, only certain people can have it. It would be something like how Duel Links gives, like, Monster Reborn for their anniversary card. Steve, that's a good point too. I guess it could involve discards. Like, you discard your hand, and you could maybe use an energy or swap a card into an energy, something like that. I don't know. Lon Harris says Mimikyu EX. I think that's going to be a popular one. I'm almost positive they'll do Mimikyu EX. We already have Bruxish, right? I hate this stupid ass ugly fish. I guess thinking ways to that, like, so they're going to have to split the packs, right? We're getting Solgaleo headlining one, and we're getting Lunala headlining the other. How do they split this lineup down here evenly? Like, you're going to have basically one... Ooh, I don't know. Like, how do the starters work? You'll have one starter on one set, one starter on the other set, and then maybe, like... I guess they could do something stupid where they put, like, 2 starters on one set, 1 starter on the other, and then we'll get another stage 3 evolution on that set where they only have the 1 starter evolution to balance things out. You know what I mean? Rampage says, yo, Jay, quit hating on the fuzz. Wait, who's the fuzz? That was why I'm thinking we'll probably see, like, 2 Tapus each then, because that would be a fairly even split. You give us 2 Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele on Galeo, and then Finny and Belu on, or Bulu or whatever his name is, on Lunala. The fish Buzz. Oh, Buzz. Bruxish. I hate him in the sense that he's very obnoxiously good. We'll probably get Wimpod and Giliospod. How do you say his name? Gillispod? Galisopod. I got it. Chill out. Ooh, Zorora's gonna be... Is he part of this? Zorora? Oh, he is. Ooh. Where does Zorora fit in? So, I was just thinking if they do something like add Nihilego or whatever, that could be a good, like, opposite to Nihilego. Golisopod. Thank you. Alolan Marowak. That could be a cool one. That could be like a... I guess, well... Getting a little lightning heavy if we have a Mimikyu EX and a Zorora EX. I'm guessing we're not getting both. It'll probably be one of these two. So take your pick. I would be okay with an Alolan Marowak. Question is, would he be fire or darkness? Lon, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Zorora? Lon says in the physical, TCG is a V. So he hits 180 and stops hitting in that turn. He fits all the requirements. He has 140 life, hit 30 with 1 energy, hit 140 with 3. Mimikyu's Ghost Fairy. Oh, okay, so Mimikyu wouldn't be electric then. What was I thinking? I don't know why I was thinking he'd be electric. So maybe we'll do... It'll probably be darkness, or psychic, actually. Ooh, a psychic? Probably be some sort of card to go with both Solgaleo and Lunala, now that I'm thinking about it. Rampage, that could be really sick if they do something like that. I was wondering if they're ever going to add that to Pocket, like an ability to take an opponent's Pokemon and put it on your side of the field, even if it's only like temporary. Like for like one turn, you can maybe do something with Nihilego or something like that, where you could again take control of their Pokemon for one turn. Or I don't know how it would work. Mimikyu is psychic. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm thinking then, Lon, is it'll probably be something to pair with Lunala. If we're being real. Basic and very strong. I think it'll be weaker than Giratina. Oh, I could only imagine that Mimikyu's not going to be as good as Giratina. I like, he'll be good, though, in, like, a support sense, I would imagine. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm usually wrong about these things. Like, I'm usually trying to predict it, and then they're going to throw a total curveball at us. Celestelia. I wonder if they're going to add, like, the Poison Dragon. Poipole. I'm excited. We're getting a Alolan Muck. Alolan Ninetales, that's always a sick one. Alolan Sandshrew, that could be cool. We already have Melmetal, but now we could maybe get a Melmetal EX. Maybe now's the time, huh? I'm wondering maybe Melmetal and Solgaleo work together somehow. Kartana. See, I wonder if you're onto something there, Rampage, where maybe the Ultra Beasts show up later, or like a majority of the Ultra Beasts. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I guess, technically, counting Necrozma, right? I think he counts as 1, too. Do these guys count as Ultra Beast? We already have a Mars Shadow. We are already 1 update away from having a dragon. It makes sense to have Latios and Latios. Yeah, I wonder when they're going to show up, too, huh? I wonder if they would make them dragon type then? Is that what you're suggesting or you're thinking? Oh yeah, the clown and the perp thing too. Yep, I forgot about the clown down here. So what is that? How many is that then? Like 10? It's a lot of Ultra Beast. I doubt we're going to see all of them in the initial launch. And again, not we'll probably see things outside of Gen 7 too, but it probably is going to focus a lot on Gen 7 if I had to guess. Then we'll get trainers from Gen 7 as well too, right? Professor Cuck, isn't that his name? Huh. Wonder if there's anything else. Let's check the Reddit again. Oops, that's not the Reddit. That's mine. Next set, Rising Hope. Don't give me hope. Duck says, what's your favorite Ultra Beast? Ooh, I like Buzzwole. Buzzwole or whatever his name is. Buzzwole. I really hope they add him. That's such a goofy Pokemon. I remember seeing that the first time and I was like, there's no way this is a Pokemon. Lan, I agree with that absolutely. Grass needs a basic that has an efficient attack that has doesn't have to spin coins to deal damage. Yeah, I agree. Again, like that's what's making all these other types so strong is the sense that they have like Giratina. Like it needs something too where it either has like a standalone EX that's a basic standalone, really good, right off rip, or it needs some sort of like energy generator like Giratina, like a standalone energy generator. It can just be on its own team and generate energy. I think they're gonna, to counterbalance Giratina, they need to add something like that for every single type. PJ says, "Ooh, I didn't even think of the Ultra Beasts." Yes, PJ's back. Yeah, that's who brought that up? Rampage. I think Rampage brought the Ultra Beasts up, but that's a good idea. I don't know. I was just thinking though, PJ. I don't know if you caught my thought. Do you think they're gonna add the Ultra Beast now, or do you think they'll wait? I could imagine they maybe give us like a couple at least, but I don't know if we're gonna see all the Ultra Beasts now. That'll probably be content for the next boosters. Rampage says, I feel like Solgaleo could have Flash Cannon or signature move. What's the one move he always has? Sunsteel Strike, I think it is. That's what it is. Of course, we're going to get the Alolan set. Got to milk those Gen 1 forms even more. Oh, that's why they're doing it. That was... Okay, so that was the point of this post right here. Is... Somebody believes that they're trying to milk all they can out of Gen 1. So they're releasing sets in order of like how much it ties into Gen 1. So for instance, Gen 4 had the most tie-in. Gen 7 being next with the Alolan forms. Gen 6 with the Mega forms. Gold and Silver, obviously being the town right across next door, basically. The neighbors. I would be okay with this in the sense that I just want to see Megas added ASAP. Rampage, that would make sense to me, is if they add most of the Ultra Beast in with like a Necrozma pack. Somebody said earlier this was legit. YouTube link provided in the tweets below. See, this was actually on the official card site, and I think they goofed it. Like, they uploaded it, but then forgot to put it as unlisted. So it, like, listed the video for a moment. Lon says, from what I can deduce from the fragment that we have so far, Solgaleo will have an ability to get his Pokemon out of the way. Luna seems to do the opposite, pushing the opponent's Pokemon. Ooh. That's interesting. God, I'm just trying to think, like, how nasty that's going to be for, like, a Giratina team, then. On Lunala. Like, if Lunala has a built-in Sabrina, and Solgaleo has a built-in Cyrus, is that how that would work, maybe? Or, like, a built-in Retreat, maybe? PJ, those dates about line up perfectly then, huh? PJ says, end of July will be roughly when A4 would drop, and ZA should come out sometime in September. So, if ZA drops in September, that means we have all of August for, like, the initial Gen 3. Give us Gen 3 in August. And then give us ZA. PJ says, sounds like Solgaleo gives... Yeah, okay, so it would be Solgaleo X is maybe what's her name? Leaf, and Lunala X is Sabrina or Cyrus. Rampage, I wonder how Zygarde's gonna work. I was just thinking that too. I hope Zygarde's really good. He'll probably be like Giratina was and be its own booster, like its own headlining booster card. PJ says, Nintendo still hasn't released the exact date for ZA, just late 2025. Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be September, October. I'm guessing that both Lunala and Solgaleo hit for the same damage. That would make sense. What's everybody's thought? What's your guys' prediction on how much damage they're going to hit for? You guys think you think we'll have them hitting for over 150, under 150? Gen 6. Which one's Gen 6? X and Y. Oh, okay. CM says, any translation for what these cards do? Not yet, unfortunately. Let's keep scrolling down here. I'm going to update the Reddit post. We'll see if we can find any new info lurking this. Somebody was claiming the authenticity of it, but then somebody backed it up saying it did exist and linked out to a private YouTube video. So I guess they tweeted it out accidentally, and they tweeted it to a privated YouTube video. PJ did his investigation yesterday too, and even said that they updated their playlist. So I think you're right, PJ. when we speculated if they uploaded a video. I think you're right there. Lon says they're both part of the same evolution, both EX. Both will deal 120 damage with 3 energy. Only difference is the cost of removal. 120 damage. I don't know if I like it or not. A stage 3 with 120 or stage 2 with 120 damage. Ugh. Like, the only good thing is they have 180 health, so they can take 2 hits. On says there's a hidden video on the Japanese channel that really reinforces this image. Do you have a link to it? Or is that just what we were looking at here? Where am I at? I guess that's another thing too, PJ. If it only requires 3 energy, that's actually not bad. Because you got to think about it in like the sense that Darkrai is 3 energy, but he only has the potential of hitting for 100. So, and if there's no other like commitment to or setup, that would be okay. I would take that almost. Because what's his name? Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Arceus requires a full setup. Duck, are you heading out? If you're heading out, Duck, I'm glad you stopped by. We'll catch you on the next live stream for sure, huh? Japanese YouTube channel. Let's see if we can pull it up. There's Spraggle's video. You guys want to watch Spraggle's? It's only 3 minutes. Let's watch it, huh?
Well,
we'll watch Spraggle's.
I blurred it in the thumbnail, so if you clicked on the video, here you have it. The possible leak for the new set that is going around Twitter right now.
Oops, I didn't blur the thumbnail.
Apparently, this was posted on an official account that does a lot of stuff with the trading card game as well as Pocket. We have what looks to be the leak for tomorrow. This is, of course, Gen 7, Solgaleo, Lunala EX. Apparently, these would be the 2 packs that you could pull from in the new set. Who knows if this is accurate, but the cards look pretty dang authentic. These are 2 Stage 2 Pokemon, obviously, that both evolved from the same line, which could make some really interesting decks. 180 HP on both of these cards. Who knows if this is accurate, but last time we found something like this and it was going around, it looked like it was. So apparently, they accidentally posted sort of their thumbnail for this. And if you take a look at their site, this is very reminiscent of a lot of their thumbs. It's very possible that this is something that they did have ready to post, and we could be seeing, you know, an identical thumbnail for this pop up tomorrow. If you take a look at their Twitter also and scroll down, you can see
find out tomorrow.
A ton of information that looks very much like this. So this is a very, very possible real video from this channel. We can continue to scroll here and see some of their content. Obviously, they are clearly connected to Pokemon as well, because one of their contact informations here is a direct contact with pokemoncard.com/contact. So you are able to actually go to an official site from that. I can't read all of it, but I do have their original post translated right here for us to take a look at. Lots of new cards, such as and support. So I'm guessing we have new supporters, new trainers. This is new Poke release right here. Solgaleo EX and Lunala EX. We can see again 180 HP.
Psycho
if you look down
Connect
here, this has the
and
ability
Rising Road.
Rising Road, and this has the ability Psycho Connect. So who knows if this is accurate, but again, last time we saw something like this, it was fully accurate, and this is what we got in our new set. We actually last time had the full trailer for not Shining Revelry, but for Triumphant Light drop. We'll see if this is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm guessing if this is posted right here, we will be seeing a video tomorrow morning. Again, this is going around Twitter right here. This was screen capped kind of as soon as they posted it, because I think everyone realized this was obviously posted incorrectly way too early. Well, here it is. The new set,
Whoopsies.
quite possibly. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Of course, we'll break down every card when we see it, either tomorrow or the next day. Again, based on this and based on this leaking today, I'm thinking we get news hopefully tomorrow, which would be really cool because we just hit Master Rank, so a lot of new exciting stuff to look forward to, especially with...
There we go. All right. Well, shout out to Spraggles. What was I gonna look up? The Pokemon TCG Pocket. There's a Japanese account. How do I find the Japanese? We'll do Japan. Hey, there's Jade Ankist. You guys should all watch and sub to him if you're not already. I know it was on that Reddit post somewhere. Let's see if it was somewhere on here. We got 20 viewers on desktop. Heck yeah. Guys, if you're not subbed to the channel, again, make sure you hit that sub button. We do go live pretty much daily. We're going to be live as soon as we get any new news on this set, or I guess as soon as the set drops, we'll be live for that as well. We're going to be spending a bunch of gold. Probably get close to finishing the set within the first day or two. Where are we at? Flum says, so this is where everybody's been. Yeah, I guess we're all hanging out on the desktop version today. Appreciate it, guys. Again, we are streaming not only on YouTube, but Twitch as well. So if you guys aren't a member of Twitch, head on over. I'd appreciate it. Drop a follow, maybe. Again, you guys are coming from the Shorts version. You can go lock in on the full screen over on the Twitch, or we are running a simultaneous dual stream on YouTube for a full screen version as well, if you guys are interested. All right. Let's follow along. It's going to be the biggest lie in Pokemon TCG Pocket. I will find out, I guess. Tomorrow morning, I would imagine around like 8 a.m. It's probably between 8, well, that's my time, Mountain Time, so probably 8 a.m. Mountain Time to 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We'll have the official trailer drop. As soon as it does, again, guys, I'll be sure to probably make a new video on it. We'll go over all the cards, everything that we can discuss in detail. We'll go through it. But so far, if you guys are just tuning in, it does look like it's going to be Gen 7. Again, I'll go over this real quickly. This was a list that somebody had posted. Their theory is they're releasing sets based on how much it ties into Gen 1, since Gen 1 is probably the biggest seller for Pokemon. They're doing sets, or they're dropping sets in order of, or ranked by how well it ties into Gen 1. So Gen 4 was first. Gen 7, that's the next one that just got revealed. Second in relevance here. 18 Alolan forms, all based on Gen 1. Gen 6 would be next then, if that's the case. I don't know. PJ was thinking that we may skip this one and go probably Gold, Silver, or into Gen 3. And save Gen 6 for closer to when Legend ZA drops. That could maybe make more sense, but I could be wrong. PJ says it'd be a 40 chess move if it was a hoax. Well, maybe they learned from last time and they decided we're gonna hoax it out. We'll drop big fat hoax. But okay, so if it is a hoax, I mean, what would you guys want to see? I'd be okay with XY or Gen 3 or honestly, my thought was Paldea. Maybe this is the curveball and maybe it ends up being Paldea. The reason I say that is if you look back at when Mythical Island dropped, they kind of teased some Gen 4 cards in Mythical Island. Or at least it kind of looked like that. But anyways, so they teased those Gen 4 cards in Mythical Island, and then the next set that drops is Gen 4. In the last set, Shining Revelry, we had Iono, we had Masquerada, so we had some cards from Paldea. I was thinking maybe we're going to see Paldea. And why did they give us that Cyclizar? What was the point of that Cyclizar? PJ, I kind of agreed. I like the hype a little bit more than I like the actual release. I like theory crafting decks and things like that. So I don't know. I'm torn on it. Obviously, I like when they do actually release the information, but I do like theory crafting what it could possibly be. That's always fun to me as well. Speaking of which, though, let's load up the game. I think I got a pack to open in the background. PJ says, oh, yeah, I guess Tinkaton was also in Gen 9. Clodsire, too. I forgot about those. So maybe this is... fingers crossed. If this ends up being a curveball, the only way I'm going to be okay with it is if it's Paldea or Gen 3. One of those two. I almost wish it was Paldea just in for the fact that I wanted Koraidon and Miraidon as the banner headliners. Those would be insanely cool headliners. Give me just a sec, guys. Again, we're going to log into the game. I think I got a pack to open, so we'll do that. And we'll get back to discussing some potential cards. You can open a booster. All right. Let's go. Come on, let's get a Gold Crown Pokeball right here on stream right now. Let's make it happen. Maybe. Maybe. Do I peek it? Oh, we're getting something. Ooh. What do you guys think that is? I think that is a... Is that Immersive Giratina? Is that what that is? Are we getting Immersive Giratina? Oh, it's regular. It's regular schmegular. An Immersive Giratina would have been really sick. That would have been my third immersive, so I could have flared it out. Bink. Hey, that was my 7,000th card. Was that planned? Was that supposed to happen like that? My 7,000th card was Giratina. Huh. What are the chances of that happening? Alright, well, let's check Wonder Picks real quick, and then I'm going to get back into some more theory crafting. Hold on one sec. Rampage says, hey, guess what? What's up? Or should I have said chicken butt? Actually, hold on one sec. Let's grab these. We got 1 minute left. Oh my god. Get it. Claim them all. Perfect. Right before the daily reset. Alright, chat, what do you guys think? 1 through 5. We got a Wonder Pick. Oh my god, I was close with the chicken butt. Chicken jockey. I think last time I said chicken jockey, I got... Oh yeah, look at... We shoot up in viewers. How's that work? Every time we yell chicken jockey. Alright, chat. Again, what do you got? 1 through 5. All right. Dropped a poll down in chat as well, guys. On the desktop stream version, that is. If you guys are on the YouTube desktop stream version, I dropped a poll. Head on over there. Drop a vote. Curious what you guys think. Are you excited? What do we got for this? We got 2 2s, 2 3s. Well, now we're tied between 2s and 3s. I need a tie-breaking vote. What do we got? A 2 or a 3? Who's our tie-breaking vote? Two or three. How about I pick it? I think I'll go 3. We're going 3. If I pick it, Rampage dumps his milkshake. Oh my god, better spill that milkshake. You better spill that milkshake, my boy. Sam, we got it. Locked in for the win. We're making him spill that milkshake. There's the rainbow full art by barrel. I should almost pull on that, huh? We are sitting full points right now. We could pull on something. Giggity. No diddy. What are we pulling on? How many of these do I have? 2? I've got 2 of the Alakazams. I mean... Are we doing it? Let's do it. Because if anything else, we could get a... What is this? Where is this from? I don't know what region this is from. Del? Is that Del? Is that Spanish? Alright, what do we got? Bibarrel, Rainbow Bibarrel. He was spot number 4. I think we should chase it. The consolation prize here being spot number 5, the Team Rocket Grunts. I think we'll go 4. I think we're going 4. We're going to chase it. And let's see what happens. Oh my god. We got Lava Chicken. Lava chicken. Hey, Lava Chicken. Get the hell out my face. I suppose we'll send him a thanks for that Lava Chicken, huh? There's the date reset. Oh my god, that's funny. PJ, its attack is even llama. La 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 llama. Chicken. Hey, llama chicken. I'm almost happier with the llama chicken. That's funny. That is funny. All right. That's enough for now. We'll come back to it in a bit, maybe. But let's get back to some theory crafting here. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, Gen 7 is the next, well, I suppose Sun and Moon, specifically Solgaleo Lunala, being leaked as the next banner headliners. So I would assume that we're going to see a lot of Gen 7 on this upcoming banner. They'll probably do 2 banners like they did for Space Time. So we'll probably have... What is this going to be A3 then? Is that what this would technically count as? Is A3? If that's the case, this will be A3... A3A. Solgaleo, Lunala... Solgaleo headlines his own pack. Lunala headlines their own pack. How would they do Cosmog and Cosmoem then? I guess they could be split. This could be one that's split between both packs, huh? PJ says, yep, it'll be A3. Okay. Jay's Lava Chicken. Yeah, that's funny, Rampage. Yeah, it's dank as hell. Oh, PJ's right. Just A3. A3A would be the first booster. You're right. You're absolutely right there. I guess one card I'm really looking forward to is Sandygast and Palosan. I really hope that's included. I wonder if they're going to include Null and what was his name? Does his name like Type 1 or Type X or something like that? Or Silvally? That's what it is. It evolves into that silly Volley name. PJ says Cosmog and Cosmoem will definitely be available in both. They would have to. I think just from a sales point of view, if you're gonna have something where, like, I think that's part of the gotcha rules, is you can't have something that transforms be split between like multiple banners. So I can't have like part 1 of a transformation on one banner, part 2 on another, and then part 3 on another. I think that's something to do with gotcha rules. So I think you're probably right where Cosmoem will be available on both banners, but Solgaleo will only be on its own, and Lunala will only be on its own. A Mr. Wishy-Washy? Mirani and Toxapex. There's a bunch of really crazy poison cards this time around, huh? If you guys had to pick a Ultra Beast to be added to the game, which one are you guys picking? I really want Buzzwole. Buzzwole's funny. What would he be? Fighting? He'd probably be fighting, right? I can't imagine he's gonna be grass. Boy, that'd be awesome though. Imagine they give us a grass Buzzwole that's like a basic EX and just whoops ass on like 2 energy or a low amount of energy. That could be good. I would take that in a second. Rampage, did I read this already? Rampage asks, are you guys gonna buy the Switch 2? Sounds like pre-orders went live tonight, and it sounds like they were pretty scuffed. I don't know. Did anybody manage to get a Switch pre-ordered? I know I didn't. I didn't even try, but it sounds like every website was down or sold out pretty much instantly. I know there were some signs too. I saw like signs of like GameStops and stuff like that where they were only going to get like 30 Switches total. So, good luck being one of the 30 people, I guess. Xurkitree is PJ says Xurkitree is my favorite Ultra Beast. Xurkitree is a really cool one. He was a good Pokemon too. Like he's good in Pokemon Go too. Not that that's even close to being relatable, but I know he's really good in Pokemon Go. I don't know. I'm almost guessing we don't get Necrozma right off rip, unless it's some garbage basic one, but probably not going to be the case. I don't know. I'm also really curious how they're going to do Necrozma going forward. That could be one thing too, though, PJ, is, well, how did that work? If you guys noticed, when they dropped Arceus, only the cards that pertain to Arceus were on that banner. We haven't gotten another Arceus card since, and I'm curious if we're going to see one going forward. It's kind of like I was describing, just describing with the gotcha rules. I wonder if that counts as something similar to like a transformation where basically you can't sell something because it's all in the same pack. So you can't have a separate banner that has another Arceus card that's like, hey, you can use this card and it'll have special powers only if you have bought this other card on another different banner. Again, that goes against gotcha rules. So like, maybe that somehow translates into Pokemon or Pokemon Go in the sense that if you were to add something like Necrozma and then the Necrozma evolution, the Ultra Beast, or not the Ultra Beast, what is it? The Ultra Necrozma. If you were to add something like that, they would have to be their own separate entities. They couldn't be like, you need Solgaleo to make this one work. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. Or they could maybe get away with it in the sense that this could act as an equip card, and you could equip it. Maybe that's a loophole, but I don't know. Again, there's really weird rules with transforming cards and being like, you can't buy one transforming card on one banner and have another card be on, or like the second half of it be on a different banner. Like in Dokkan terminology, there's no Dokkan card or Dokkan unit where you've had to like summon twice to make it work. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to summon part 1 on one banner and then summon part 2 on another banner just to make that unit work. So I don't know, again, if that's how... So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is if they do something like that with Necrozma, it would have to be something where these two cards in the future don't have, like, specific wording that play off of each other. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm also curious if we're going to get shinies this go around, too. Are we still getting... Are shinies still a thing? Are they just going to pick, like, a handful of cards and make them shiny? Is that how the shiny process is going to work going forward? Was that a one-time deal? I hope not. I hope we get shinies going forward. Rampage says the immersive EXs are going to be hype. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. So we're getting, what, immersive Solgaleo and then immersive Nihilego? This will be the first new immersive cards that we've gotten that are stage 2 immersives. I think Charizard's the only other stage 2 immersive. Because shinies are a new rarity, I bet they'll continue with them. I'm hoping so. I really hope that wasn't like a one-shot deal. Like, again, that's why I'm kind of skeptical on what the hell the Arceus thing was about. We didn't get any new Arceus cards in Shining Revelry. I don't know if it's just like, hey, we're going to take a little break on Arceus, or if it was like I was speculating, where you're not going to see any other Arceus cards unless there's an Arceus on the banner as well. J Boogie says, Shiny Guzzlord's God tier. Ooh, let's look him up. Shiny Guzzlord. Yeah, that is definitely S tier shiny. That looks so dope. Let's see. Definitely sick. Oops. Sorry, guys. Gabriel says, aren't some of these cards already on the game? For Gen 7? Yes. None of the new cards from the set are that just got leaked potentially are on the game yet, obviously, but there are a few cards from this set in the game, right? What do we have already currently in game? What do we have? I just saw one. We have Fomantis already, don't we? Do we have a Fomantis already? We have Morlul, Shiinotic. Maybe we see a EX version now. We already have a Saladin or Saladit and a Salazzle, I believe. Do we have Salazzle? I know we have Saladit. I don't remember if we have the evolution. I don't think we do yet. Yeah. Pyukumuku. Oh, God. I remember this Pokemon. This used to be good. Back in Genetic Apex. This was a good water type. Oh, yeah. Bruxish is in the game. This is one of my favorite ones. Gasty-san. Or Gasty-san. Dude. Dyslexia kicking in. Sandygast and Palosan. That's one of my favorites. That'll be cool. I really hope they make this an interesting one. Maybe give it something like a Doug Trio ability. You know what I mean? Where it's like it can prevent damage once you get Palosan on the field. Something like that. Yeah, Melmetal we've already got. Delmise we've already got. I'm wondering if we're going to see an EX Melmetal out of all of this. That's J Boogie, you read my mind. Again, I think maybe we see Melmetal EX, because that could be a good tag along with Solgaleo. Let's do a quick run through of other steel mons, right? Because there's got to be some sort of support to go with Solgaleo, right? You would think. Gabriel says, I feel like these packs are releasing way too quickly. I don't know. I haven't gotten a lot of cards from the other packs like a few days ago. Yes and no. If you think about it realistically, going a month plus with no changes in the game is almost too much when you think of it in that term. Like, there's no other gacha game on the market that goes a month between banners. Nothing. There's nothing like that. So, from a gacha standpoint, it's really slow release. From a card, like a card game release, it's definitely getting a little fast. Gabriel, I totally agree with you. I'm just saying, like, again, from like the realistic point of view there, which obviously is like the company wants to make money point of view. I think them going a single pack a month is too slow for content, unfortunately. And I don't know. It sucks because unless you drop money, it's going to get real hard to stay free to play, you know? Doug Trio Steel. That's a good point. Oh, yeah, Celestia. Or Celestila. I wonder if we see this one as one of the released Ultra Beasts. Because that, or this thing too. No, it's probably going to be this thing. The Megema or whatever the hell this is. The first Pokeball. Isn't that what that was supposed to be? It's probably going to be this thing if we're being real. PJ just listed all the possible steel types. So we got I can never say his name right. Togadamar. Where is he? That little lightning butthole. This guy. Celestila. We already pointed him out. Cartana. Okay, I think they were grass steel, right? Staccata. Which one was that one? Staccata Taka, or I don't even know. God, these names are getting a little ridiculous. All right. Nithil KS says more than one pack a month will be hard to keep up with for the free to play, just in terms of collecting non-art cards. So far, I've been able to complete decks as free to play. Nithil, it's possible, but I think if you miss any days, or if you start, like, if you come into the game late, you're absolutely screwed. But if you started from day one and you're just opening packs every day consistently, you have a very decent chance of completing the decks just off of everyday logins. PJ says, I either want them to make smaller packs once a month or bigger packs more spread out. I think the smaller packs more often is probably a better idea. I would imagine we're probably going to see them go in that direction, where it'll probably be pretty heavy releases at the, for this first year, and then we're probably going to see things start to veer off and go into like either smaller releases, maybe a little more frequently, but definitely smaller, or just longer release times between them. I don't know. I think the better way to do it would just be smaller packs, frequent release times. J Boogie, that's my thought. That's the counter argument there is you can't go in a card game like this, going a month and not changing the meta is not healthy. If you look right now and you ask anybody what they think of Giratina EX or Darkrai EX, I'm sure they're going to say, fuck those cards, I hate those cards, get them out of my face. You know what I mean? So, like, in that sense, I'm arms wide open for as many packs as we can get. But obviously, it is getting financially unreasonable to keep up with this game. Nithil KS has been I have opened every single day, and so far with current release frequency, it has been doable to collect all non-art cards, just missing some duplicates. I managed to spend probably like $40 every set. And I usually can collect most of the cards within the first week, if not all the cards within the first week. But that is also spending $40 technically a month on the game. So, you know, it is what it is. Is that something I want to keep doing? No, obviously not, but I don't know. At the same time, I do have a lot of fun with the new cards and making content and playing NRC tournaments, things like that. If you guys are interested too, if you're not yet knowledgeable in how to join up for tournaments, there is tournaments ran basically daily, but there's a major tournament ran every single week. It's a 1,000-player plus tournament. It's got a $400 prize pool. It's free to enter. If you guys are curious in joining, I got a video for you right here. Let me get y'all loaded up. All right. Boom. There you guys go. I just posted it there. The link is a video on how you can sign up for tournaments. Again, if you guys are curious. You can do it right off your phone. You do the whole process right off your phone. Sign up for the tournament, join the tournament, and play the game, obviously, right off your phone. Again, most tournaments are free to enter. You can win up to $400, I believe, is the biggest prize pool every week. There have been some bigger prize pools even than $400, so there are tournaments hosted daily, so make sure you check that link out. We'll be entering one this Saturday, as well as soon as this set drops, we're going to be in a tournament. I guess it'd be the following Saturday. This Saturday will be the final tournament of this current set, but next Saturday, we will be running the new Gen 7 Sun and Moon cards. J Boogie says, I need to get back on Ursi tournaments. We all should, J Boogie. We all should. Ooh, PJ, speaking of tournaments, PJ is currently entered in the gym leader tournament. I think he said his next match starts within the next few days here. PJ, you'll have to let us know when it is. If you want to stream it, let us know. Either way, definitely let us know how you're doing. I think PJ said he won his first match, so good to hear. What else do we got here, guys? So let me think. We were just talking about potential seal cards that could support Solgaleo or act as like a support card for Solgaleo. I've noticed with most like new sets, when Space Time dropped or like when the new sets drop, Shining Revelry, they always include the ability to draw only on that banner and at least make a deck. Is it going to be the best, most meta deck with every possible meta card in the game? No, obviously not, but you can make a good deck. You can make, like, a winning deck for sure. So, that means they'll have something to go along with Solgaleo and then something to go along with Lunala. Possible cards to go along with each of them. We could see maybe like a Nihilego with Lunala. That could be sick. We could see, I guess, Celesteela with Solgaleo. There's a Ultra Beast for each of them, right? Gabriel says, do you think these cards will surpass the current meta? What's your prediction? I predict we're going to see a change in Darkrai Giratina. I think Darkrai Giratina will still be good, but we're definitely going to see a change. I really, really hope so, Gabriel, at least, because it's not healthy for the game to release cards and not have the meta change somewhat, or at least provide some alternative options to be at least competitive with that same meta. Just because, again, like, nobody wants to get their ass whooped by Darkrai Giratina for 2 months straight. After this set releases, it's going to be a whole month before the next set drops, so if the meta doesn't change, it's going to be another month of Darkrai Giratina, and I don't think anybody wants to see that, especially since they're going to reset ranked and everybody's going to have to regrind ranked. Nobody wants to regrind ranked again with the same meta from last season. So I do think we'll see a change up in the meta just in that sense. Jay Boogie asked, did you pull Tinkaton today? I did. I did. A regular one earlier. Just a regular one. Did you see it in my Wonder Picks? I do hope that they put the Tapus in there, though, too. So if they put the Tapus in, let's see. Coco is electric, right? Lele would be, what do we think would do for Lele? Because there's no fairy type. Jay Boogie says, just got Tinkaton from my Wonder Pick. Ooh, nice. Hell yeah. You better have sent a thanks. PJ, that is a good point, though, is if they do introduce something better than Darkrai Giratina, like, power creep isn't good, but alternative cards that play on a similar level are okay. I think things they'll need to add to make them perform on a similar level. I guess the 3 energy is maybe a good thing, because that does keep it competitive with like Darkrai, I guess. Like, if you're hitting for 120 and their Darkrai is only hitting for 100, you're in a better spot than they are, especially since you have 180 health and they only have 140 health. You're doing a little bit better. Obviously, they can put damage from the bench and things like that. They can do things you're not going to be able to do, but plus and minuses, the point being is they're going to perform on a similar level, I feel like. And I think that's a good thing. Keep cards on a similar level, but not necessarily totally push the power creep. Like, I don't want to see cards that are like, oh, dude, he's got 240 HP and he's hitting for 200, over 200. Well, I guess even at this point, if a card hit for over 200, unless they add a card that has over 200 health, it doesn't matter, you know? Maybe that's something they could do for, like, if they added Ultra Necrozma at some point in the booster. You got to think, in order to get even Ultra or Duskmane Necrozma off, you're going to have Solgaleo, which is a stage 2, already pretty hard to get off. You're going to have a Necrozma on the board, right? I don't know how the transformation will necessarily work, but you'd have to have those pieces, ideally, to be able to set up the evolution into Duskmane. I don't know if they're going to need something other than that afterwards to even go further Ultra Beast mode, or whatever, the Ultra Necrozma Blinding Lights mode, whatever it is. I don't know. Point being, if they added something like that, they either need to make it so that that card now has 400 health or some ungodly amount of health, or they need, because you're already going to have taken some chip damage. You're not going to get that thing off and be 100 health or 100% health, or at least if you do, it's not going to be easy to pull that off. So ideally, you're going to have it'll bump your total health cap up to like something 300, something around there. But you'll have taken some damage, so you'll probably be sitting around 200, 250. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, but there's got to be some way to make it, since this is a pocket version of the game, they've got to make it worth it to get to those high evolution points. Like, Mega Evolution's coming as well. How are you going to do Mega Charizard? So I have to get Charizard, which is already a stage 2. You guys know what it's like getting Charizard on the field. I got Charizard, and I might as well, I'm winning the game either this turn or the following turn. So in order for Charizard, Mega Charizard, to be worth it, he has to end the game like now. You know what I mean? Like you got to be done now. I don't have time to stick around afterwards and last like 3 more turns. I don't know how that, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? You can't, there gets to be a point where it's like, what good is it going to do to add a card to the game, like a mega card, but you're not going to be able to pull it off till turn 15 anyways. That's not going to be something that increases the meta or pushes the meta. So I don't know how Pocket's going to handle that. We're going to probably start seeing cards. My theory here, since where's it at? Stage 2. Maybe this is the time we see Ultra Ball. Or some sort of like evolution. Like give evolution soda, rare candy, Ultra Ball. You give us something here. You know what I mean? That helps us get to this stage 2 faster. I predict we're getting something. So maybe Charizard's going to get a buff, or all your stage 2 Pokemon are going to get a buff, because there are a lot of good stage 2 Pokemon in this, or I guess it is stage 2. Stage 2 Pokemon. All the starters. I wasn't really stoked on any of the starters just because stage 2 has been notoriously not good for being anything meta. The only reason Charizard's good is because you can have Charizard just sit and build up on the bench, have him swing in for once you have like 5 energy on him, he can swing in and hit twice for 200 damage. Biggest hitter in the game. That's why Charizard's good. Unless these guys have something to compete with that, like, oh, he'll hit for 200 damage, or he can sleep from the bench once you get Primarina on there, or evolved, or he has like a fly ability where you're immune to damage one turn and then you can hit your opponent the next turn. Something like that. I don't know how that would work. But they're going to have to give us something, I feel like, that makes stage 2s better. Gabriel says, so is it fair to say Pokemon Pocket is more popular than the official game? It has moments. Each one's going to have moments. Each release in Pocket obviously is going to be a big wave, and then when new sets release in IRL, I mean stores, you've seen the videos. You guys have all seen the videos. People fighting for cards. So I would say Pocket is much more easily accessible, and that's where the popularity is behind it. Whereas the TCG, you have potential to make, like, you don't even have to play the game. The people mostly buy cards just for like collecting and reselling purposes, and I think that's where a large draw of the physical TCG is. But Pocket, like for me, I like playing the actual game. I mean, I'd never played the actual Pokemon Pocket card game in a competitive style ever until Pocket dropped, and now this is one of my favorite card games ever. So, you know, it is what it is. Pocket is definitely very, very easy to get into. I like that. Like, it's easy to get into, but pretty difficult to master. It's not like it's super complex, anything like that. It's just there's some thinking behind it. Daisy V-Star says, leaks? ? Yes. If you're just joining us, the new set has been leaked. Looks like it's going to be Sun and Moon. At least so far, we know that the banner headliners are going to be Solgaleo and Lunala. Solgaleo EX, Lunala EX specifically. I can only guess that means we're getting Gen 7 behind it, or at least mostly Gen 7. So, again, if you guys are just joining us, it looks like Gen 7 is the next up for Pocket. We've been kind of discussing theories, things we'd like to see. My thought is for the initial set, the 2 banner headliners obviously going to be Solgaleo, Lunala. We probably won't see all of the Ultra Beasts. They're probably going to save like Necrozma for the boosters, maybe even Nihilego for one of the like maybe we get a Necrozma themed booster and a Nihilego themed booster, something like that. Gabriel, that means, yes, the trailer will be releasing probably in about, like, 8 to 10 hours. If I had to take a guess, we'll see the trailer about 8 to 10 hours from now. Daisy V-Star says, OMG! I know, right? I am so stoked. Also, I love the name Daisy. That's my doggie's name, and she's my favorite thing ever, so. Love the name. Guys, if you're not yet following on Twitch or subbed on YouTube, make sure to hit that sub button or drop a follow. We do try to stream Pocket content almost daily. We at least stream tournaments every single weekend. Anytime there's new Pocket news, you know I'll be live covering it. So, or once the pack actually drops on the 30th next week. So it'll be probably next Tuesday night if I had to take an actual guess. Probably somewhere right around here. Tuesday... Oops, wrong week. Tuesday, April 29th, going into the 30th. I'm guessing it's going to be that Tuesday night, again, going into the 30th. If that's the case, we're going to be live as soon as the packs go live. Whatever night it is, doesn't matter. We'll be live as soon as the packs go live, and we are going to be dropping a bunch of gold. We'll probably try to get... I'll probably hit gold cap the first day on summons. We'll probably hit gold cap, and we'll probably get all the cards sometime that first week. So, again, you're not yet subbed or following, make sure to hit that sub button. Make sure to drop that follow. Make sure to stop in for some live streams, because we will be live all week this week. On Saturday, we'll be entering Ursi's tournament. It's a 1,000-player tournament with a $400 prize pool. If you guys are interested in watching us, or even entering yourself, definitely suggest you do that. But drop on by this weekend for the live stream. During the tournament. Again, we'll be streaming our tournament entry, so make sure you drop in, say what's up. If the trailer does go live tomorrow morning, guys, we will be live probably either right after the trailer drops. We'll do another discussion just to see if we can go over the cards that were shown in the trailer once we have more information on more cards. Again, as soon as more information does go live, I'll be sure to either go live myself or drop a video on it. Either way. Should be tomorrow morning. Again, if you're expecting a trailer or an official trailer release time, it should be tomorrow morning. I would guess sometime after 8 a.m. Mountain. Well, for me, it's Mountain Time. 8 a.m. Mountain Time. There was a ballin' also. I heard a ballin'. Every ballin' you hear is somebody subbing to the channel, so appreciate it. Thank you. All right. PJ says, if Turtonator gets an EX, I'm quitting the game. Bro, Turtonator, let's be real. Turtonator is going to be a Dragon-type EX. He'll probably be our first Dragon EX, right? He'll be Dragon EX, and he'll be... what type will he be? He'll be... Fire and water, obviously. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. He'll be fire, water. Rampage says, you know what? If I win that tourney, I'm going to ask for the $400 in Cheeto Puffs because I don't have a PayPal. Well, Rampage, if that doesn't work, just hit me up. We'll make some. We'll work a deal out. Maybe something like 60-40 cut, you know? I get 60, you get 40% of it. I'm just kidding. But if you ever did need help, you can just let me know, bud. Yes. PJ says, you get 75 hourglasses from Ultra Ball? Yes. You will get a bunch of rewards from Ranked. Let's see. Pocket Ranked rewards. Where are they at? Here we go. Let's go over the rewards. So, Ranked is resetting on the 27th. I guess we have 3 more days here until Ranked actually does reset. But it looks like whatever you ended, whatever your final rank is, you will get some free hourglass packs. Excuse me. If you manage to get Master Ball, you get 95 hourglass stones. Hitting Ultra Ball 1 will get you 75. Great Ball 1 will get you 50. I mean, you can get some pretty decent amount of free hour pack glasses or Hourglass packs doing this. That's actually a good thing that they have this incentive for running ranked, because that's an extra, I mean, on average 60 to 90 Hourglasses a month. Ekin says, where is the leak? You ready? You ready? There it is. Drumroll. The leak is, well, it's not official Gen 7, but it's official that it's going to be Solgaleo and Lunala. So if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be Gen 7 behind it as well. But for sure, the two banner headliners are going to be Solgaleo and Lunala. Nithil says, Ultra Ball 1's the sweet spot for casuals. That's what I was thinking too. You should be able to get Ultra Ball 1, most people, as long as you can build a somewhat meta level deck. So, should be somewhat doable. But either way, I mean, that's, if you can even get to Great Ball 1, which I think you're still seeing AI bots up till Great Ball 1, you get 50 free ones. So, at bare minimum, you should be getting 60. If you put any effort, like, really, at this point, it's just effort. Anything into, like, Ultra Ball territory, it starts to be a little more skill. But I'd say up till probably mid Great Ball, it's all just effort. If you can manage to get yourself on a win streak, you get through Great Ball really quick as well. If you guys are curious, as soon as the new sets go live, I will be building a bunch of, I guess, Master Ball-worthy decks. So, again, make sure you're subbed. Make sure you're following on Twitch. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be grinding Ranked as soon as it goes live. Sounds like Ranked will be live. I don't know if did they even announce Ranked yet. There's a good chance that Ranked will be like delayed for a few days, kind of what they did last time, when Space Time dropped, or not Space Time. What set was it that dropped? Or Shining Revelry. It was just this last set. What am I talking about? When Shining Revelry dropped, Ranked didn't follow for another few days, so they'll probably do something like that. I can't imagine Ranked goes live the second the packs go live. Gibran says, Lunala and Solgaleo are both stage 2s. I wonder if we're getting a rare candy. That was what my thought is. So let's maybe discuss potential items, right? What was, hold on, I'm gonna find this good, or, let's see, items, Pocket, TCG, upcoming cards, where was that? There's a game, I think it was a games rant, or a games radar, Pocket, most wanted cards. Is that what it was? Well, this is going to piss me off. Ekin says, I'm subscribed. Looking forward to your deck in the new expansion. We'll have multiple decks, but I'm sure we're going to figure out the sweet spot right away and go from there. I guess my point was TCG Evo Soda. So what if they give us something like this? PJ, I think you were gone earlier too when I was discussing this card. So I'm curious what your thought is. That's not a good picture. Open image. Boom. Evo Soda. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolving that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So, I guess this is kind of like a rare candy in the sense that it'll evolve your Pokemon. Let's see what rare candy does. Rare candy. TCG. So, rare candy is... Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card onto the basic Pokemon to evolve it. You can't use this card during your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play this turn. I guess Rare Candy probably the better item there, huh? I don't know. What's the wording on? Let me read the wording on this again. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. This is good in the sense that it searches the deck. For Rare Candy, you have to have that evolution in your hand. So, like, Rare Candy works better with an Ultra Ball, but Evo Soda makes it so you evolve, you just can't attack, right? Thunzer says, so Rare Candy skip stage 1. Yes, and it'll put you from basic into stage 2, but you have to have the stage 2 in your hand. And you can't play it on a card that, like, you just put into play that turn. They have to sit there for a turn before you can evolve it. So I guess it's somewhat like normal evolution rules. You're not putting a card down and instantly evolving it into a Charizard. But again, that's normal evolution rules, so that's not bad at all. That's okay. I would take that, actually. But the Evo Soda, maybe this is better, right? Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. So that means I don't even have to have... All I need is the basic on the field. If the basic's on the board, I can play this item, shuffle your deck... it searches my deck, finds that Pokemon, and plays that Pokemon, puts it on top of it. So it'll evolve it that turn. The only thing is you can't do it first turn or... on a... So, again, normal evolution rules. This is definitely the better item. This almost seems like it'd be too good, though, for Pocket. Like, too overpowered. So I would guess we see something like Rare Candy, where you can evolve it, but you're gonna there's gonna be a stipulation of you have to have the card in your hand. With Rare Candy, though, that means you can build decks without having to have a stage 2 in there at all, right? Or would you still want to have a stage 2 just for, like, draw ability? Maybe not, though, right? How does that work? See, that's where Rare Candy gets to be not as good. If you really think about it. I mean, obviously it's not as good, but that's I don't know. I don't know how good Rare Candy is actually going to translate into once it makes it to the game. Because you got to think you're putting a card in your hand. If you get rid of the stage 2 card or the stage 1 card and just have it so that you only have basics in the stage 2, that could work, but at this point, what's the difference? You might as well just have the fucking stage 2 in your hand, right? There's no point in even playing this. Gabriel says this doesn't solve the energy issue. That's absolutely true. The energy crisis is still real. What they need to do, Gabriel, and I really hope that we see at least 1 or 2 cards that fit this criteria, is they need to keep adding cards that are like Giratina or like Magneton. Cards that you can put on any deck and they can self-build energy. They need to have one of those for every typing. And it needs to be something where it can self-build and you don't have to have your energy type be that type. Thunzer says, good for low energy requirement mons like Infernape. Something like this would make Infernape really good. I think, though, I don't know. I think Rare Candy is going to end up being not that great of an item. PJ, are you here? How do you think this, or anybody really, how do you guys think this would translate in game? Choose one basic Pokemon in play. If you have a stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that basic onto, and play it. My thought is, you still have to run all 3 stages of the Pokemon. You have to run the basic, stage 1, and stage 2. You can't run Rare Candy and just immediately remove your stage 2, because that almost makes it worse than just having the stage 2 in your deck. That means you have to not only have the Rare Candy, but, for instance, Charizard in your hand to even make the play work. You have to have 2 cards to pull off the evolution. Whereas, at least with Charmander, Charmeleon, I can draw a Charmeleon one turn. I can draw a Charizard the next turn. You know, and I'm not just sitting as a Charmander for 3 turns until I draw Rare Candy and Charizard. So, to me, it seems like Rare Candy is not going to be good until they add Ultra Ball, and it's not going to be good. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good at all. I think it's going to hurt you more than it's going to be good. The only way I see this being beneficial is if you're running, and again, since this is Pocket, the games play a little different. So, like, Gabriel just asked, too, do you think they're going to keep the 20-card limit forever? Yes. If they do anything to make a change to the card limit, they'll add, like, a new gameplay type. So, the 20-card limit will always be in effect, but they'll add... again, this is a big what-if scenario, but if they were to make a change, they would just add an additional gameplay type. They wouldn't change it. They wouldn't take away the 20 cards. So, again, I guess everybody's thoughts on this. If they were to add Rare Candy to the game, do you guys think this card would even be good, or would this be a hindrance? Back to what I was kind of saying there. If you run this card, I feel like you have to still play the basic Stage 1 and Stage 2, and then this card as well. Because you're hurting yourself if you take the Stage 2s or the Stage 1s out of your deck and make it so that you now have to get to your Stage 2, you have to not only have your Stage 2, but this card in hand. If you can make that happen, it's an advantage. But if you can't, then, I mean, you're just hurting yourself every single time. Because you can only make the jump from basic to Stage 2. So that's why I was saying, well, then if that's the case, you're going to want to keep the Stage 1 in your deck. So you have the option to do both. But at that point, you're putting an extra card in just for a what-if scenario. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work. In Pocket, this is not a good card. I'm telling you now. This is an amazing card in Pocket. If we get something like this, it's the best card in the game. That's my fear, though, is this is too good of a card for them to add to Pocket, and this is too useless of a card that when they do add it, I don't give a shit. I'm still going to just do what I'm doing normally. Alessandro says, as a supporter? Yeah. What do you mean as a supporter? Like Sorry, PJ says, sorry, I've been watching, just playing a ranked match. Oh, it's all good, dude. PJ, did you hear what I was saying? What my theory was on Rare Candy being garbage? Because I think it's garbage. I think if they're going to add something like Rare Candy, it needs to be Evo Soda. Rare Candy could add consistency to dual Stage 2 decks. Ooh. I didn't think about that. Which is what they're throwing in our face right now. Is a dual Stage 2, right? So we're getting a dual Stage 2. Where's it at? Where's my deck? I got too many tabs. Let's close some tabs up. Bing, bing, boop, bop, bing. So here, again, official leak. We're getting Solgaleo EX. We're getting Lunala EX. They're going to count as Stage 2 evolutions. So, my thought is, what's the supporter card here? Is it time they add something like a Rare Candy that helps you evolve? PJ just made an excellent point. Rare Candy, in normal situations, I don't think this card's going to be good. I think it's going to be a hindrance. Because of the fact that you have to have the Stage 2 card in your hand in order to make the play. So in order to play this card, you have to have 2 cards to pull it off. So it's essentially the same as me having... let's use Charizard for an example. It's the same as me having a Charmeleon and a Charizard, right? Like, I would need to have the Rare Candy, which is essentially a Charmeleon, and then I have to have the card in my hand that it evolves into, which is the Charizard. So I have to have a 2-card to make one play move. And I personally think it's a nerf in the sense that, let's imagine I didn't get Charmeleon and or Charizard on my cards. I'm playing Moltres Charizard. All I have is Moltres up front, Charmander on the bench. I need to draw Charmeleon Charizard to win the game. That's about how it goes all the time for Charizard, right? You got to draw Charmeleon Charizard, you win the game. This makes it so I have to, it hurts me. I have to draw both Charizard and the rare candy. So I'd have to draw both Charmander and Charizard and Charmeleon to make this play. Whereas normally I could just hopefully top deck a Charmeleon and then hopefully top deck a Charizard, or Professor and then top deck. I don't know. I guess it could kind of combo with a Professor, things like that, but it just seems like it's going to hurt you more than help you. CPU Rewrite says, to me, the problem is that middle stages are useless. If they were less bad or less all in on the final stage, bricking won't feel terrible. Yes, but like, for instance, the new Charmeleon made it, or the new Charmander and Charmeleon made it so that you could at least use those two cards if you were to send. I guess it would technically be a brick, but let's say you, in this situation, you're bricking and you don't have your Moltres out front. You're relying on Charmander, Charmeleon. At least I have Charmander, Charmeleon on the lineup. I could like still attack as I'm building energy and getting myself to that Charizard level. I don't know. It's gonna need some dinking around with, but to me, I feel like Rare Candy is not as good as a go as Evo Soda. But Evo Soda is too good to be in the game. So where's the middle? Rare Candy also skips a turn of evolving, so a stage 2 with low energy would love this. Like Meow. Oh, well, okay, so that's a good point. But that also, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about it. It's not an all positive card. Well, not Evo Soda. Yes, it is an all positive, but Rare Candy is not an all positive card. I feel like. Thunzer says, personally, I always include at least one Pokecom in my Stage 2 Mon decks. I think Rare Candy is more consistent getting all the evolution cards. I think Pokecom probably is going to stay better than Rare Candy if it ends up being like this, right? You can Rare Candy the same turn you put the basic. Does it say that? You can't use this card during your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play this turn. So that's another reason why it's like it's not. If I could do that first turn, boom, amazing. But with it being Pocket, maybe this isn't how the card's exactly going to be. I would imagine it's going to be something similar that lets you skip and evolve, obviously, but maybe it takes away some of this end wording here. I guess, okay, wait. Alessandro, I see what you're saying. So, you just keep the whole card in your hand, right? I guess for a Charizard, it kind of sucks because you want Charmander on the board while you put energy on it. But, like, maybe you could maybe this makes the other Charizard viable now. Because now you can put, like, you can, as long as you have that Charmander. How does this work? You can't do it during your first turn or on a basic that was put into play this turn. I think you're right, PJ. I think it's going to be a niche card. I think it could potentially work with the new cards here, in a sense, like what you were saying, where maybe they're going to build a deck where I could possibly run like a Steel Psychic Energy combo and then run both the new EXs. And have, like, Rare Candy be the decider of, oh, well, you have this in your hand, play this, you know? PJ says, yeah, Rare Candy makes the new Charizard way better. Going first would be cracked. Absolutely. See, and like in situations like that, maybe it is going to be decent. Mahi Sunny, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Alessandra says, in the past there was not the last rule. Didn't know, my bad. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, again, it's Pocket, so there's a chance that all of this wording doesn't make it into Pocket, or it's changed up somehow to fit Pocket. As much as I like Evo decks, I think Rare Candy limits design space for cards like Beedrill EX and similar effects to be printed in the future. It's such a... I don't know. Zero, this isn't for sure. This isn't for sure. Sorry, dude. We are just... We're theory crafting here. And I don't know if you saw the leak, but here are the 2 new cards confirmed. This is going to be the potentially the new generation is Gen 7. But for sure, it's going to be Solgaleo EX and Lunala EX as the 2 banner headliners. We're theory crafting here because these are Stage 2 Pokemon. So they're going to have to evolve to get there. But in order to get there, they've got a Rare Candy. Or not Rare Candy. Well, excuse me. We were theory crafting what cards would work, and Rare Candy came up as well as Evo Soda. I think Evo Soda is too good to be in Pocket. But I think Rare Candy, I don't know if it would be helpful for these guys or not. In the sense that you could run two Cosmog, 2 Cosmoem, and then run one of each of these. And then it just increases your drawability of, oh, hey, I can evolve right into one of these 2. You know what I mean? Or 3. I don't know. We'll have to see how it works. It's not even a for sure thing, but we're just theory crafting ways or something that they're going to add. My thought is, since they're adding 2 EX Pokemon that are Stage 2 Pokemon, they're going to give us some sort of supporter that helps you get to a Stage 2 faster. The question is how. So I don't know if it's going to be Rare Candy or, like, again, Evo Soda would be my ideal option, but that seems too good. I hope they don't add these cards with the coin flip limit. What do you mean? The ones that, like, make it so you for sure flip heads? That could be a really ugly card. There's a card out there that lets you for sure flip heads on your next coin flip. Something like that could be really ugly. If you think about that, imagine you have that combined with Misty. You're for sure getting, like you'd have to play that coin flip card the turn before, and then the following turn you play a Misty, because they're both support cards, so you can only play one a turn. You play the guaranteed head coin flip, the following turn you play Misty, and you're guaranteed to get at least 1 energy on your Gyarados or your Palkia. Like, that to me would be more cracked than Giratina. All right, let's see. Last chance here. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream pretty soon here, guys, but let's see if there's any new information that came out since we started. I don't think so. I think we're waiting until morning. If you guys weren't here for that, I do believe that they're going to drop the official trailer tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. Well, 8 a.m. my time, which is Mountain Time. So probably within the next 7 to 10 hours, I would say we see a trailer. Code says, considering how much they still have to add, I wouldn't be surprised if the candies do come into play. We will see insane power creeping, but in the fun part. But the fun part is that a lot of the games rely on RNG and skill. I think you're right, Code. We probably are going to start seeing some, like, power creep in the sense that it's like, it's not like a single card. It's not going to be like a Giratina that oh, this Pokemon is so good, it makes all other Pokemon obsolete. I think we're going to start seeing power creep in the sense that we see cards like Rare Candy where, ooh, this makes every other card that we've gotten up to this point viable, even more so. You know what I mean? Like, it just opens up that many more possibilities as opposed to them just adding a Pokemon that hits harder or has more health. That kind of narrows our meta game potential. So, just something to to consider, I suppose, when we're going through all this and in theory crafting. Another thing, too, guys, like I said, we'll probably see a trailer within the next 10 hours, an official trailer. I would imagine we see more than just the 2 cards announced, and probably see more information than just the names of the 2 cards. So, as soon as the trailer does go live, I'll be sure to go live and cover it again, or make a video on it, probably both. But either way, make sure, again, you guys are subbed for that. Make sure you guys drop in if you do see me go live. Hit that bell icon so you know when we do go live. PJ says, card advantage isn't nearly as important in Pocket, but it is good to consider still. Yeah. I mean, it can get you. Eventually, it can get you. Zero says, that's when I wake up. That's probably what I'm going to do, too, is probably, like, go to bed, take a nap, something, wake up, and try to catch the trailer as soon as it drops. Alessandro says, because these 2 cards are too strong for Pocket, so they can add some sort of limit. Hope the limit is not really a coin flip that decides if the card works or not. Yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of coin flips deciding whether or not something happens or not. You know what I mean? I hope they find more ways to, if they need to have like a double-edged sword effect on a card, I hope they find more ways than just coin flips. I like the cleverness in cards, so. Code says, of course, really love the stream and content, my man. Thank you, Code. Appreciate it. Like I said, we do try to go live. Well, I've been kind of bad this last week. I've had some IRL stuff going on, so I've been on live this last week too much, but we do try to stream Pocket pretty much daily, as well as every Saturday. We do enter a giant tournament. It's like a 1,000-player tournament with a $400 prize pool, and we stream that every single Saturday. So if you guys aren't already joined up to the channel, make sure you do hit that sub button. Drop a follow if you're on Twitch. And definitely stop in for some more live streams. Like I said, we're going to be, as soon as the pack goes live, we're going to be summoning until we hit gold limit. So make sure you're there for that as well. What else was I about to look at? Oh, let's go through the comments here again and see if there's anything new. One comment saying, Gen 2 and 3, boys, we are in shambles. Oof. You know what? Speaking of, did you guys hit that poll down below? We got a poll. If you guys haven't voted yet, go down below, hit that poll. I'm curious, are you guys excited for the Sun and Moon announcement? Did you guys want to see Paldea? Did you guys want to see Gen 3? What were you guys wanting? My thought was we were going to see Paldea just based off the fact that we saw some Paldea cards within Shining Revelry. With like Masquerada, Iono, like Paldea and Clodsire. I thought that's where we were headed, but I guess I was wrong. And another one too, why did they give us that Cyclizar out of nowhere? Kind of a weird one. Hey, is that a follow? I think that's a follow. Appreciate the follow on Twitch. Who was that? JJP, appreciate the follow. Code says, what other games do you enjoy other than Pocket? I really like Monster Hunter Wilds. Been putting a lot of time into that one as well. That's another one you'll see on the channel every now and then. We'll try and stream some Wilds content too. I guess going forward, if there's anything new major going, I mean, obviously we'll try to play anything major that drops, but we'll have to see. Especially Pokemon content. Once, like, Legends ZA drops, we'll definitely play that. Sounds like at this point we're going to be playing on Switch 1, though. Did anybody get lucky with the Switch pre-orders today? It sounds like the Switch pre-orders went not well, to say the least. All right, let me see. We're going to scroll through the comments here. One guy says, I wanted Hoenn. I think PJ said Hoenn as well. I'll show you guys real quick here. Actually, well, scrolling through this Reddit post, we came across it. Here is the gens ranked by Gen 1 tie-ins. So somebody makes a point here that they think the formula for the packs coming out, or the formula that they're going with, is based on how well it ties into Gen 1. So Gen 4 had tons of new evolutions for Gen 1 Pokemon. That's why they went Gen 4 first. Gen 7 being Sun and Moon. They've got the 18 Alolan forms, all based on Gen 1. Gen 6, X and Y. That's where Mega Evolutions come in. And there's 15 Megas for Gen 1 Pokemon. Gen 2, Gold and Silver. That was like a direct extension from Gen 1, so I could see that. But either way, what they're thinking, we obviously got Gen 4. Now it's been announced we're getting Gen 7. So that's next on the list here. If it keeps going according to this trend, Gen 6 will be next. Which almost makes sense to me because we're getting into Legends ZA, and Legends ZA is an XY sequel. It has something to do with XY. I don't know if it's sequel, prequel. It's somewhere in that same like timeline area, whatever it is. You know what I mean? That same theme, I guess. Regional theme. Dies, what's up? Welcome to the stream, Dice. And then after that, again, it'd be Gold and Silver. For me personally, I wasn't too excited for Gold Silver. At least not yet. I feel like there's more exciting generations they could cover first. And I think something like Gold and Silver will be cool to like circle back around to once we have a majority of like abilities and cards and more stuff added to the game. Again, I think it'd be interesting to circle back around to something like Gold and Silver. But we'll have to see how this all plays out. This will be for the next set. So this would be after all of Sun and Moon happens. I'm guessing we'll see probably 2 to 3 boosters based off of Sun and Moon. And then go into like an XY or Gen 6, whatever the next gen would be. Antares says, what's up, bro? Not much. Welcome to the stream, Antares. We are just going through the leaks. I don't know if you guys saw earlier, but looks like we're getting... Well, where are they at? That's not what we're looking for. Where's the goddamn picture? There it is. We're getting Solgaleo and Lunala EX added to the game. These are going to be the new headlining banner Pokemon. Thunzer says, I kind of want to see Unova. I don't know. I just given everything else that they have, like Unova might be another one that's like silver and gold, where it'd be more fun to see that after we get things like Mega Evolution or stadiums, or like add more stuff to the game, and then give me like gold and silver, black and white. I feel like those two would thrive better later on. Antares says, is that real? Yes. As far as we know, this is real. This was accidentally leaked from official accounts. We can expect the official Pocket trailer to drop tomorrow morning, probably anytime after 8 a.m. But yes, Antares, this is real news. Happening on April 30th. These go live Wednesday, April 30th. So probably 6 days from now. It'll probably be Tuesday night going into Wednesday. Dice says, I haven't played TCG in a while. Oh, Dice, you got it, my man. Or at least stop in for the streams. TY says, or Ty says, no, I was waiting for Gen 2 and 3. I think all of us are waiting for Gen 3. Gen 3, I feel like, is going to be a big one. That might even be like... When's the anniversary for this game? October? Since we don't officially know when Legends ZA is going to drop, I could see them doing Gen 3 for an anniversary banner. Design says, "Is it ever accidental?" I don't know who's in charge of these social media accounts, but they got some itchy fingers, huh? Or some clicky fingers. Because this is what every single banner been spoiled or leaked somehow. PJ, I haven't yet. I was gonna go over that and possibly join. Actually, I did kind of see it, but I haven't like looked at your post on it yet. PJ makes a great point though, guys. If you're new here and you're not yet a part of our Discord, you definitely should join up. Let me get a link for you guys. Join up on the Discord today. That's where we're getting all this news. If anything drops, we're gonna post it on the Discord first. When this news leaked, first thing we did was discuss it on the Discord. We usually go live immediately afterwards, so I guess kind of a combo deal. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. Make sure you're following on Twitch, but also make sure you're a part of the Discord channel, because that's where we're discussing all the major breaking news, sharing decks, anything like that. After hours, in between streams, that's where we're all hanging out. Super fun community we've built over there. Highly encourage you guys all to join today. But again, for this, guys, I think we'll see the official trailer probably 8 to 10 hours from now, somewhere around there. We got this news because they accidentally like tweeted something out that was it probably was supposed to be like a scheduled tweet. I know they posted this was a privated video that's on the official account, basically what we're looking at here. This is an official video that was privated on the account. They were trying to schedule a tweet and accidentally hit send tweet. So the tweet went out with the thumbnail and basically information regarding the banner or the trailer being posted tomorrow. So I'm about 99% sure it's real. It's just, again, it's not really out yet. Andy, I think you might be alone. We are all hanging out on the desktop stream. Head on over. All right. Let's go back through here. Somebody says we'll get Gen 6 later this year because there's a perfect time for it. The release of ZA with the return of Megas. That would make sense to put ZA alongside, or XY alongside ZA, but then that means I want to see Gen 3 before we see Gen 6, right? Because we want Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza out before they add Mega Evolutions. We definitely want Mega Ray. Mega Ray will be insano. Can you imagine that? Shiny Mega Rayquaza? Like a shiny Gold Crown Mega Rayquaza. Is that even going to be a thing? It probably will be. If we're being real, that's probably going to be like the first shiny Gold Crown. Andy says Solgalini and Tortellini. I think that's who we're getting, right? No, Solgalini and Lunalini. I think they're avoiding Pokemons that will be forced to be the center of attention in a later time because of the main games. So we will most likely not see Gen 2, 3, 5, and 6 because of Mega ZA. Again, my thought is we get Gen 3 first, Gen 6 afterwards. Give me Mega Ray, Primal Growl, and Primal Kyogre. People hating on Alola? I don't know. I like Alola. I'm excited. This was kind of a curveball for me. I thought for sure it was going to be Paldea, just based off the fact that we got Paldea cards in Shining Revelry. But here we are. Andy says, Duskmane's going to look so cool. Oh, dude, I hope. Okay, so my thought, we're probably not getting Duskmane right off rip, right? We'll probably get Necrozma for one of the boosters. And hopefully see some sort of Duskmane spin or play on that in one of those boosters. I would love to be wrong and have Duskmane and Duskwing or Darkwing or whatever it is. Dawnwing. Duskwing Duck. But either way, I would love to see both of them added right off rip. Let me get them right off rip. There's a chance because of how gacha rules work, where they are not allowed to have transforming units on multiple different banners. Like, you can't have part 1 of a transforming unit on one banner and then release another banner with part 2 of a transforming unit later on or on a different banner separately. You can't... I don't know. There's some rule in gachas where you can't sell transforming cards across, like, multiple things, where, like, you have to buy multiple parts in order to get it to transform. That is apparently a rule in gacha format. So, what they could do to get around that would be to just put it all on the same banner. I don't know. Dies, definitely stop in again, my dude. Antares, it is definitely real news. Where's one of the posts? Basically, this came from the official Twitter account. And again, it was a scheduled tweet off of a video that's posted from the official, like tomorrow's trailer. They were going to try to tweet about it, and I think it was supposed to be a scheduled tweet. They accidentally tweeted it out. It's obviously a now deleted tweet, but they tweeted it out to a privated video, and the privated video is the trailer. So it's the video they linked in this tweet originally is legit, and it goes back to the official privated Japanese account video. So it is, like I said, about 99.9% sure it's real. Somebody translated this. I think we watched it earlier in Spraggle's video, but it says Solgaleo's ability is called Rising Road, and Lunala's is Psycho Connect. Somebody had a thought that Solgaleo's ability is going to be more focused on retreating, or like a lowered retreat cost, whereas Lunala is going to have ability potentially similar to like Sabrina or Cyrus, where it's going to mess with your opponent's bench situation. Could be interesting. If that's the case, I think I like Lunala a little bit more, just based off seeing that. But I mean, I could be wrong. We'll have to see how it all ends up playing out. Solgaleo could end up working out pretty well then for like a... Again, you could throw a Giratina on there too, or something stupid, and have him retreat back into Giratina, and there you go. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Uh-oh. Look at the TCG cards that Nam posted in Discord. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These could be really good. This could be really good. Okay, hold on. Let me open this. And open this. Okay. So, not saying these are the cards, obviously, but if they follow suit of what this is, which, based off the ability, this may be the blueprint for the cards we're going to see tomorrow. Ultra Road. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched. Wow. He doesn't have to... If that's the case, he doesn't have to be in the active spot. Oh my god, that could be amazing. That could be game-winningly, amazingly, insanely, amazingly good. That's real good right there. I love this. Sunsteel Strike. So this is what I'm hoping is it's something like this. Discard all energy from this Pokemon, but hit for a Gimondo amount. Ideally, I want to do something like that. I don't know. Soul Burst GX. Now, what's this here? Search your deck for up to 5 energy cards. Attach them to your Pokemon anyway. So obviously, we're not going to get anything like that. But a GX ability could be cool. The reason I don't think we're going to get something like that, if you look at the picture right here, you can kind of see the card ends like there's nothing below here. The bottom of the card basically is right here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. I hope you can. So the bottom of the card is like right here, right at the bottom of that red Japanese text or the kanji here, which means there's only room for 1 line of energy or attack. He's not going to have 2 attacks. Definitely. There's no room for 2 attacks. And the ability is probably going to take up to like right here. So again, there's just not enough room on the card for 2 attacks, it looks like. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't know. That being the case, though, if they did give us like a Soul Burst GX or like I don't know, give us something where like if you have Necrozma attached to this card, all of a sudden another move opens up. Maybe something like that. That could work. There's an idea from the Idea Master right there. PJ says, GX moves are insanely powerful and you can only use 1 per game. Ooh, that would be really cool, though, if they did give us, like, a GX move. Okay, sorry. Let's bring up Lunala. Sorry. Andy's getting impatient. So that was Solgaleo. Potentially. This might be the blueprint for Solgaleo. This is one of the official cards. Now, here is Lunala from the same set. Psychic Transfer. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a psychic energy from one of your... Oh my fuck. You better be kidding. This better... No. Just no. Absolutely no. No. If this... No. I don't want... I mean, this would be so good. This is all you would see in every game ever for the next... They would have to power creep the game so hard that I didn't even know. It would ruin the game, basically, if they add this. If you think this plus Giratina, as often as you like during your turn, you may move a psychic energy from one of your Pokemon to another Pokemon. No restrictions. Doesn't have to be from the bench, from active. It can be anywhere to anywhere. It's a stage 2, though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That would make it so that you could always get... You guys think so? I don't know. I think you're underestimating this. This would be so good that you're attacking turn 2 on Giratina. Because you turn 1 energy build Giratina, right? Technically it's turn 3, but your second turn. So turn 1, you draw in Giratina. He's on the bench. You energy up 1 energy with Giratina's Bellow. Turn 3, you attach and Bellow. How does that work? I guess it doesn't matter. You're in the same boat either way. I guess that would mean that going turn 2 then would be better. Maybe it doesn't matter, huh? I guess you wouldn't want to play it like that anyways. You would want to do Giratina and hope your Giratina doesn't die and then swap back to Lunala. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am overthinking how good this would actually be. And if this sticks true where you're only going to be able to attack if he has all of that energy, maybe it's not that great. This could be something good for... No, maybe not even... I was say Gardevoir. But you wouldn't want to do a stage 2 Lunala and a stage 2 Gardevoir. That's not going to work. I don't know. Again, this is all just theory crafting. This isn't official, but if they... The ability names are essentially the same here. After translation, they essentially translate to the same thing. So if these abilities are staying true or reigning true, these could be pretty good. And he says the half-translated text shows Rising Road for Solgaleo, which Ultra Road, Rising Road. I would imagine that's just a translation difference. The translation we're seeing, or the one that you're reading on the leak, that's probably not going to be the official wording. It's probably going to end up being something more like this, like Ultra Road, because Rising Road just doesn't really make sense in English. You know what I mean? I mean, Ultra Road really doesn't either, but it makes a little more sense than a Rising Road. Rising Road sounds very Asian, very Japanese, or like English. You know what I mean? PJ says could be good with Psychic Baby Giratina as a wall. There we go. There's our Psychic Giratina deck. Or Baby Giratina. Yeah, PJ, I don't know how that's going to work exactly, but I feel like it could be very overpowered with Giratina. And like the right setup, I think it's going to work out pretty well. It does look like this doesn't hit very hard, though. So I would imagine this hits for 100 or probably 100 damage. If after the pocket conversion, I could see it doing 4 energy for 100 damage. Right? Or, no, I guess it would be... What's Giratina hit for? Maybe 4 energy for 120? Eevee Play says 230 is insane. I think so these are the actual TCG values. Like 250 HP is way too high and 230 damage is way too high. This would be 180. So this would be scaled back to 180. That's a 70 HP difference. So let's scale this back 70. 150. This makes more sense at like 150 if we're being real. That Pikachu is the same thing. Discard all energy and it hits for 150. I could see even more. 160 honestly would be fair, right? Because it's a stage 2. Again, if you're just joining, these aren't the official cards. We're just looking at these cards because the abilities are essentially the same name. So I'm speculating that these might be the blueprints for the cards we see drop tomorrow in the trailer, once the trailer goes live. Ultra Road. So, what we're looking at, again, let's go through the abilities one more time. Solgaleo ability. This is if they take the blueprint from the actual TCG, or this actual TCG card. But it's looking like they're the same name, and in the past, they have done very similar, like, blueprint copies, essentially, from TCG into Pocket. But either way, so this would be something similar to this, where once during your turn before you attack, you may switch your active with one of your benched. Okay. Lunala is as often as you like during your turn before your attack, you may move a psychic energy from one Pokemon to another. Ice Cube says maybe 180 HP. It's for sure 180 HP. We know that much. Where's my pictures? God damn it. I've got way too many pictures up. Sorry guys, let me get back to the actual. Sorry. Way too many tabs. 180 HP is confirmed. So we know it's 180 HP. So that was my thought of you take the difference. 250 to 180 is 70 HP. I would suspect this gets pulled back around 70, around there. 70 damage. PJ, that's all right. I think you missed it when we were talking about the HP. Lunala Mew could definitely be a play. Yes, I was just thinking about that too, PJ, is when are we going to see Mew come back into play? And I feel like it's going to be soon. Mew is a card that's never going to go away. It just died off for a little bit, only because of the fact that Darkrai and Giratina, their attacks don't hit for as high as like what they're actually doing. You know what I mean? Like their attacks are not very high damage value for what Mew needs to be stealing to make it worth it. So that's why you saw the drop off in Mew. But if you have something like this, Sunsteel Strike hitting for 150, if you have something like what am I trying to say? Even Giratina, actually. Mew becomes viable with Giratina because you can now hit Giratina on their end and kill him with your Mew. After based off the damage. You put him at 130 or you take his 150 health, you do 130 to him by stealing his move with Mew. That leaves him at 20 health, so he's either not attacking you, or if he did attack you, he's dead, right? Andy says, Necrozma's a psychic type. I'm wondering if they're going to do... Is he psychic all around? They won't make him darkness, or maybe colorless? I could see colorless. I don't know. I'm really hoping though that we end this set ends with us getting Duskwing and Dongwing Duck. Andy says, too bad Solgaleo Steel. The only thing I'm okay with, the fact that he is Steel, is he'll pair with Dialga. So he has an energy builder. You know what I mean? The shitty thing, though, is, well, no, not necessarily. Think about it this way. You have Dialga out there, right? If this hits for 150, it's a better option than... I mean, even if it doesn't, it's pretty much a better option than Arceus. I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see how this all ends up playing out. Again, we're really going off of no information other than the health pools of the cards. Tomorrow morning, once the trailer drops, again, trailer's dropping probably about 7 to 10 hours from now, we'll know more about what's actually going to be in there. We will probably know more about the abilities and the moves that these two frontliner cards will have, but we'll at least know a few more cards so we can theory craft a little bit deeper than what we're doing right now. Oh, Andy, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, if you have free retreat from Dialga into Solgaleo, holy smokes. It's going to be ugly. PJ says, if Necrozma gets Dragon type, yeah, it'll be 2 metal, 2 psychic energy. That's way too much damage. It'll do 80 damage for 4 energy. Heal all your opponent's Pokemon to full health before you even use the move. And then it discards all your energy after you use it. And puts the card in the graveyard. I could see something like that, right? Because that's usually what they do to Dragon-type monsters. That's the joke there, is Dragon-type gets screwed over. If this ends up being the case, Solgaleo and Dialga they're coming back. Well, Solgaleo never went anywhere, but Dialga's coming back. Oh, yeah, you're right, though. Necrozma itself, base form isn't dragon, right? So that would just be the Ultra Necrozma Dragon. Which, I don't know. PJ, the best thing they could do is make that Exodia. Whereas if you can pull it off, you just win. The game's over. Take all the energy from your side of the field and attach it randomly to your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, you flip coins just so that way it only ends up ever screwing me over. That's the problem with coin flip mechanics, is I feel like I'm the only one who ever sees, like, the negative side of coin flips consistently. I mean, obviously it's all in my head, but it feels like that, right? Dystopian Anxiety says, really, the GX? I don't know. This is us just comparing it with the actual GX card in live. The reason I'm comparing it to this is based off of the names of the abilities. So the ability in live, it's Ultra Road and Psychic Transfer. According to the leaks that we got right here, this is Rising Road and Psychic Connect, which I believe is just a translation issue, and it's actually going to be Ultra Road and Psychic Transfer. Basically, they're similar meanings to both of those. Just, again, it's like a weird Japanese to English translation mismatch. But I do feel like we may see these GX cards end up being the blueprint for what we can expect tomorrow. That's why we were looking these guys up, just to see what abilities they had and what their move looked like, or their move pool looked like. So, the live version of Solgaleo, again, is you may, once during your turn, you may switch your active with one of your bench, completely free. Doesn't matter how much of the retreat is, any of that. The attack is discard all energy from this Pokemon and hit for, again, these are not pocket values. So 250 HP is not right, and 230 damage is not right. If we look at the actual leak, the card has 100, both of them have 180 HP. So that's a 70 HP difference. If we take that difference and apply it to this damage here, that would put this back down to like 160, 150 area. And that would make sense, right? Like the current Pikachu discards all its energy and it hits for 150. So I could see it being something similar. Lunala is Psychic Transfer. As often as you like during your turn before your attack, you may move a Psychic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. So this could pair up very well with Giratina. This is going to pair up very well with Dialga, I feel like. I wonder if that means we're going to get cards that will pair with Palkia, and one that could pair with, like, Arceus then. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have a Dialga deck, a Giratina deck. Give me an Arceus deck and a Palkia deck. What do we have for water? Maybe this Primarina. Primarina could work out with Palkia. I have a feeling Primarina is going to end up have some sort of sleep ability or something like that. Maybe be able to sleep from the back line. That could be really overpowered. Eevee Play says Incineroar EX. What do you guys think? What do you think they're going to EX out of the starters if they do EX? It'd almost be cool if they did one of each, but I could probably see him doing like two starters get an EX. Like, I don't know. It'd probably be Incineroar and Primarina, right? Nobody wants to see Decidueye EX, but we do need more grass, so maybe Decidueye EX is the better choice. Honestly, all three of these need EXs. I would take all three. Ice Cube says the fire one. Based off looks, I agree. I like Incineroar. but Decidueye is probably, like, as far as being the most useful in Pocket right now, things that we need the most in Pocket, my vote's on Decidueye. Afterwards, for me, unfortunately, the list goes Decidueye top, Primarina second, and then Incineroar in third. Just based off of how much I want him to come to Pocket. Or, well, how much I want him to be good when they come to Pocket. And that's just based off the fact that we have already pretty good fire setup. We have pretty good water setup too. I feel like grass is definitely lacking out of those three. Eevee, we have, my thought is we have Charizard EX, and then we have Incineroar EX, right? So that's why I was thinking they might not do another fire starter. I guess that's one thing that we could make note of, though, right? So they gave us Incineroar EX last time, right? What if that means we get a... It's probably going to be the water and grass starters then that are EXs if they do it that way. Because I don't think they had an EX grass or an EX water starter at all. Unless I'm brain farting and just not thinking of one. So, just based off of, like, game balancing, I feel like Decidueye and Primarina have the best chances of getting EX'd for the starters. Which kind of sucks, because that means Incineroar is... He's probably not going to be good. Let's be real. And, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass, because look how good Masquerada ended up being. Another thing to consider here is how are they going to split these packs? So... With these Pokemon, they have to split the packs. We're only getting 2 packs of one Solgaleo, one Lunala, at least off rip. So if we are going to get the starters in the initial packs, it's going to be something like you get one EX starter in one pack, one EX starter in the other pack, and then maybe have, like, if Incineroar is the non-EX starter, just have it split between both packs. JJP says, what are they going to with the tapes and Ultra Beast? What are they going to do with them? Or the Tapus. Oh, I'm sorry. What are they going to do with the Tapus and the Ultra Beast? I'm thinking the Tapus, they're part of the initial launch. I would imagine we could see something like 2 Tapus on each banner, considering there's 4 of them. There's going to be 2 banners. Give us 2 Tapus on each banner. Nice even split. And then for the Ultra Beast, I could see the Ultra Beast being split up amongst, like, the booster banners. Maybe have, like, a couple be part, like, Celesteela would probably be part of the first round, since it's a steel type, and that would probably go support with Solgaleo, right? So we'll say Celesteela is one of the Ultra Beasts that's released on launch here. What was the other one that we were thinking of? For Lunala, maybe give us, like, even a Nihilego. That could maybe be cool. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be one Ultra Beast support for each one of these banners. Maybe something like that. That's just my thought. And then probably split up the rest of the Ultra Beasts throughout the other booster packs. I think Necrozma is probably going to be headlining its own. Null and Silvally, well, however you say it. I don't know. I wonder if they're going to actually put this in the game. I would imagine they do. This could be a really cool colorless EX. I really want Palossand, though. That's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. Blacephalon for Lunala? That could work, too. I don't know. See, that's the thing, is I don't know exactly what typings these are all going to get. Drampa could be cool. I'd like to see a Drampa that's similar to, like, a like a Dredagon, where it's a stall dragon card. I would imagine that's how that's going to end up working out, at least. What else? Turtonator. I feel like we're going to get an actual dragon card of Turtonator. Boy, I say that like a southern person saying Dale Earnhardt or something. Turtonator. But I feel like we're going to get Turtonator as a dragon type, and he'll be fire and water. Oranguru and Passimian, they might act as like a... As what? I would say... I wonder if they're going to be grass. Probably not. Probably fighting, huh? Maybe like a fighting type that's similar to... kind of like a Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee, maybe? I don't know. Hakomo, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do dragon type for this. I kind of hope they do a dragon type for Como. Like, what if they did like something similar to Dragonite, right? Considering he's essentially a Dragonite clone. Maybe we could do something like something similar where he's dragon type, you build him and he has some crazy attack that I don't know how it would work. I don't want to just a direct rip off from Dragonite. Although that could be kind of cool too, is even just give us a direct Dragonite ripoff just with different energy on it, so you can run it with other cards. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be Dragonite possibilities for other energy types. Fighting and... I don't know. I wouldn't want to do water if that's the case. Maybe steel? Fighting steel? That'd be nuts. A fighting steel dragon type. Imagine that. And then you could open up possibilities for, like, Lucario being good. What else do we got? And these are just the Gen 7 ones, too. I'm sure we're going to see something outside of this. We already have Meltan, Melmetal. We could see variants. We could see... There's a Alolan Raichu. I'm almost positive we're going to see an Alolan Raichu, right? They love Pikachu Raichu. Alolan Sandshrew, I hope they add that as well. Do we have... We have Sandshrew, huh? We already have Sandshrew, and Sandslash sucks. At least the fighting one. The OG fighting one sucks. I wonder how that would work. If we do get Sandshrew, Alolan Sandshrew, I would imagine we end up getting a new promo card that ends up being like a steel type one. Kind of like what they did for... what card am I thinking of? Magnemite? I think they did something similar to that. Alolan Meowth and Persian. I didn't even think of that. Damn. That's a great point. How come they're not on this list? Alolan Meowth and Persian. That's gonna be a wild one. Because Persian and Meowth are more than likely going to have some sort of wild ability like Persian and Meowth do in the Genetic Apex version, which that just means, you know, more bully deck ideas. I'm all about that. You're all for that. Guys, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, and I'll be right back. I don't think we'll end stream yet. We're still rocking it on desktop stream, so let's keep going. I will be back, though, in just a couple minutes, though. We're going to take a quick Pokepuff. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Alright, let's turn this down. We can keep the music going in the background for a bit, huh? Turn it down a little bit. Let me do this real quick, too. And I don't like that. There we go. Perfect. Sorry guys, trying to make the window a little smaller. Realized I didn't have everybody on the screen for us. Alright, boom, there we go. So is everybody in Gen 7. We were talking earlier, I guess, on the subject of how they are going to potentially put Pokemon in the packs. We know that Solgaleo is going to headline one banner and Lunala is going to headline the other. That would mean they're going to need to do like an even split on how they decide to split the rest of the Gen 7 over these banners. We have 4 Tapu Pokemon. The Tapu, Koko, Lele, Bulu, and Finny, I believe, right? Either way, point being, we have the 4 Tapus, so that would be an even 2-2 split if they decide to add these guys in. I really hope they do. I hope we get the Tapus and maybe a couple Ultra Beast on this initial set launch. It'll be interesting to see how many EX Pokemon we end up actually getting out of all of this. I don't know. I mean, the last set, Shining Revelry, gave us what, 9? Is that what it was? 9 EX? Andy says, once during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, shuffle your opponent's hand into their deck. Alolan Persian, Bully Theorem. Ooh, I like that. I mean, I don't know. Ooh. I don't know if it could be the whole hand. Because doesn't a regular Persian just... Or no, regular Persian discards the card, doesn't it? It straight up discards it. So a redraw maybe could do something like that. Oricorio, I wonder if we're going to get like variants of him or how that's going to work. Maybe an Oricoro that, again, like, take my idea for what they should have done with Arceus and do, like, an Oricoro that can switch forms or switch energies. Something like that. Like, once during a match, you can switch it into X whatever. What am I trying to say? You could switch them into, like, X typing. But then you can't switch them back throughout the rest of the match. So that's the trade-off. Andy says, supporters? I'm almost positive we're going to get a Professor Cuck. JJP says, will there be another evolution? We didn't get any Eevee last time, which is kind of surprising. There was no Eevee added to the set. I feel like if they do add an evolution, they're going to have to add yet another Eevee to the set. My thought was with, like, Como here, is make him fighting and steel. If you did that, he could be viable on, like, with Solgaleo. He could be viable with, like, Lucario. We'll have to see. Or maybe even he could be viable with, well, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, I was going to say like a really big heavy-hitting rock-type Pokemon. I don't know. My thought, though, is Drampa. I hope we get a Drampa. And I hope it's like a Dredagon in the sense that it's just like another really good, annoying stall card You know, Dredagon, you take damage. Maybe Drampa heals damage every turn or something like that. That might be OP, huh? That could be a really good... Imagine that. Drampa just heals 20 damage every turn. So he makes Darkrai obsolete, right? That could be good. In fact, that would be really good, honestly. If you give Drampa 3 retreat cost, have him take 2 different energy types. I mean, most likely you're not going to be attacking with him, but basically just have him be a Dredagon, but instead of doing damage when you hit him, he just heals himself at the end of every round or something like that. Dbro1905 says the healer's call is comfy. You think on Drampa that'd be a good idea? I think that's a good one, right? Again, that would be an answer to the current Darkrai meta as well. Be good. You pair him with like a helmet and he does damage and keeps himself alive. Like that could be honestly a decent Pokemon. If it was something amazing where like he has an ability where my thought is it's going to be an ability where he has to be in the active to heal himself. I could be wrong. Maybe he doesn't even have to be in the active and then he'd be really, really good. And if you want to make him like one of the best Pokemon in the game, you make it so that the heal heals everybody. But I can't imagine they do something like that. Mimikyu, I think this is a big contender for an EX Pokemon right here, is Mimikyu. I could see these guys, or this guy being EX'd out. I'm guessing Como is not going to be an EX. Like I said, I think he's going to be probably a Dragonite. So going off of like what Drampa will be, I think Como is going to be similar to like what Dragonite is. But maybe in like a... I don't know. The damage will be different, but... Vikavolt, I wonder if that'll be a good one. I would imagine we get Rockruff, Lycanroc. Probably going to get the Pedo Bear at some point. He'll probably be a colorless, I would imagine. We'll have to see. There's some I'm really excited for. I really hope Palossand ends up being some, like, sleeper. I don't know. Maybe make him like a Doug Trio. Like the Apex Doug Trio, where he's... yeah, just a stage 1, but he can defend himself really well once you get him online. I don't know. We'll have to see. Regardless, I cannot wait. Again, guys, we should know more tomorrow morning, about 6 hours from now. I believe they're going to drop the trailer. Should be anytime tomorrow after 8 a.m. So, again, about anytime after 6 hours from now, we should get the official trailer, which will have even more cards announced, and then we can really go through and do some theory crafting on what all we can expect and what all we can build for decks going forward. So, definitely stoked on all this. Golisopod, I wonder... I finally figured out how to say his name, but I wonder if he's going to be good. Actually, you know what I'm thinking too? Comfy. That, if we get a Comfy, that's going to be a healer type Pokemon for sure. Ooh, that could be good. That could be like a Shaman type Pokemon. Comfy could. Don't really care about these guys. Don't we already have a Bone Sweet too? I can't remember if we do or not. I think we do. So we probably are going to get one. Mudsdale, probably be some sort of fire, like Ponyta type Pokemon, or like a Rapidash type one. I imagine we see then that obnoxious little girl, like the ugly little girl that uses this Pokemon all the time. I would imagine we see her as one of the trainer cards, and it'll probably be something similar to Blaine, where it'll be like a fire type, fast attack, boost damage, boost energy type thing, something along those lines. I would have to guess. Could be wrong. Could be going the total opposite direction, and it might be something where like it might end up being fighting, and it might end up being defense related or fire defense related. I don't know. Andy says, Comfy's IRL TCG ability is you choose 2 cards, discard 1, put 1 into your deck. Or into your hand. Oh, sorry. Discard 1, put 1 into your hand. That would be amazing. You fully have to discard 1, though? Ooh. I guess maybe that could be okay in Pocket, right? Lycanroc does have the multiple forms. It has the midnight form or whatever it is, the werewolf form. I'm curious if we're gonna get more than one version of Lycanroc then. Like if we're gonna get this would be a fighting version and then maybe get a darkness version, something like that. That could be cool. ABD, what's up? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are curious, we are going over the leaks for, well, hold on. Sorry, guys. We're going over for the leaks for the new set. It got leaked. It's going to be the 2 headliners for the next banner are going to be Solgaleo and Lunala EX. So we are theory crafting. We're, presuming that it's going to be Gen 7. And then we are also presuming that... Oops, hold on. Let's close that. Sorry, guys. I got windows all over the place. But anyways, we're presuming that's going to be Gen 7, and we're doing some theory crafting on what we think we might see with this set. Let me go back. Where are we at? Ooh, you know what? I've got to mute this. Hold on. This can be bad. My bad. Forgot we're on autoplay, and it's gonna start playing somebody else's music. Get my stream copyrighted. All right. If you guys are new here though, and you're not yet subbed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button. We do try to stream Pocket content daily. We'll be live again tomorrow as soon as the trailer goes live for this. It should be live. The trailer should be live. The official trailer should be out probably about 6 hours from now, anytime after that. But either way, as soon as it goes live, we'll be covering it, as well as any new news. And as soon as the set goes live, we'll be hitting gold cap day 1 as far as summons go. I'll probably have the full set completed within that first week. Either way, make sure you're subbed to the channel, because we're going to have a whole bunch of Pocket content coming up, and make sure you're here for it. What do you guys think? What Pokemon are you excited to see? Ooh, I really hope we get the Poison Dragon. What's its name? Poipole? I know Poipole, but I don't know what the other one is. The evolution. The Poison Dragon could be super crazy. I wonder if they would do a Dragon type and have him be Darkness... Psychic is what I would do, maybe, for the energy types. He's got to have something poison orientated, though, if they do end up adding him. Naganadel, is that how you say that? Naganadel? Debro says, I think all Lycanroc forms would be reunited in full art version. That could be cool. Have them, have cards that are similar, or not similar, what am I saying? Like, shared artwork? Oops. Sorry, guys. I moved my window. Let me get it back over. So we already have Morlul and Shiinotic in the game, right? I think Shiinotic's the 3 energy stage 1 that can sleep. It's kind of like a grass Wigglytuff. Naganadel? Is that how you say it? Naganadel. I think you're right. I don't know. I don't necessarily care about these two, but maybe these are ones that they skip over considering we already have them in the game, and I really don't see anybody going absolutely bananas for a Shiinotic EX, right? Keep that out of the game. A Dewpider and a Araquanid or whatever his name is. Araquanid. God, the Gen 7 has probably the hardest to say names out of any generation. Andy, that makes perfect sense, right? Naga and then Natal. Naganadel. Naganadel. Is that how I said it? Naganadel? That makes total sense. Darkrai, what's up, dude? It's alright, man. I'm glad you stopped in. Darkrai, stop by tomorrow at some point. We'll try to be live tomorrow, too. We'll go live. What am I trying to say? They're supposed to drop the official trailer in the morning, so we'll be live again tomorrow morning for that once it actually goes up. Thanks for dropping by, Darkrai. I guess last couple things we could maybe go over here. So, like, a Alolan Sandshrew. That could be a steel type. We already have the fighting type. Fighting into a steel type would make sense, right? And then that also plays on to my whole idea of the dragon being fighting steel type. You know, there's just some possibilities here. I wonder how they're going to do the Tapus. I don't know. We're starting to get up there if they decide to make every Tapu an EX, right? So let's say they make every Tapu an EX, and then they make... Like, I could imagine the Tapus being, like, maybe... Somebody brought up a good point of them being like the lake spirits, where they'll all play together in a deck, like, together. But if that is the case, how would the energy typings work? They'd have to double up on some. Because we can't have three different energy types. I mean, at most you could have 2 and have it work, but 3 seems a bit extreme, unless they do something where, like, they introduce a change your next attachable energy to whatever and make it so that these guys only need 1 energy of each type. Okay, so that could work. Huh. D-Bro says, I think that only Tapu Koko has a chance to be an EX from the start. That was kind of what I was thinking too, right? If they were going to EX one of these, it's probably going to be Koko. Maybe Finny. Regardless, I do think that they will have like a 2-and-2 setup. They'll have 2 of them on Solgaleo's banner and then 2 on Lunala's. They did specifically mention, too, that we're going to get more extremely powerful support cards at the end of that original, like, leaked and translated statement. So I'm curious what we see for support cards. Also, I'm curious if Mimikyu is going to have some sort of ability. Does Mimikyu have an ability in the TCG? I'm sure it does, right? Mimikyu ability. TCG. Alrighty, one sec. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Mimikyu is just going to be a basic like this. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's EX and... Oh my god. Okay. If they decide to give him an ability like that where he just is immune to damage from an EX Pokemon... What? No way. That could be the most overpowered card in the entire game. How the hell would you even kill it? Imagine Mimikyu disguise preventing for damage each time that Mimikyu is in the active spot for the first hit. So I'm saying, like, or you just take prevent all damage from attacks. Oh, I guess you could probably still chip away at it then with, like, Darkrai damage. So if this was translated to Pocket, it'd probably be, I don't know, 70 HP, and being immune to damage seems overpowered. So I could see something like 50 HP. 50 to 70. I mean, 70 still is in the realm of possibility. So 50 to 70 HP. Has the ability. Can't be hurt by an EX Pokemon. That would honestly be insanely good right now in the current meta. You'd see this Pokemon in all sorts of decks. This would be a different move. It'd probably be a 2 energy attack. 7 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. How does that work in live? Would that just be... Like, maybe if they did 20 damage at 2 energy cost, I think that would be fair, right? 20 damage, 2 energy cost, but it's immune to damage from EX Pokemon. Because it's definitely not going to be 70 fucking damage. There's no way it's going to be immune to EX damage and do 70 damage. No way in hell. You'll be lucky if it does 20. Guys, real quickly, a quick reminder to everybody, if you guys have not yet dropped a like on the stream, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you guys are watching on the desktop version, you know where it's at. It's down below. If you're on the mobile, all you gotta do is double tap your screen. If you're on the short version, I guess, all you gotta do is double tap your screen. But if you could drop some likes, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. And again, if you're new here, guys, make sure to hit that sub button. Bell's on. You're not gonna want to miss it. We will be live as soon as the official trailer goes live or any more news for Pocket. As well as basically daily. We go live pretty much daily, stream the game all week long. We play. We will be in a tournament this Saturday and the following Saturday. Once the new set actually goes live, we'll be in a tournament with the new set. So make sure you're there for that. Again, make sure you're subbed to the channel. You're not going to want to miss it. I guess you're right. Rocky Helmet or, like, Darkrai could still chip away at this thing, so it's not the most overpowered thing in the world, but it still is extremely overpowered if it ends up being immune to EX damage. But, again, that's just going off of what the basic is in-game. So, again, maybe this isn't going to be an EX. I could be wrong. This is probably just going to be a basic. Like a junior basic, no EX. Let's see. What else we got? What else we got? Again, Palossand, Sandy Gast. I think those will end up just being basic normal cards. Those won't be EX at all. They'll probably function something similar to like Doug Trio. Maybe have like a defensive ability of some sort. Usually the Palossand is pretty defensive in most games. So I would imagine it's some sort of defensive ability. An Alolan Doug Trio. Could this be our chance at a Doug Trio EX? Maybe this is where we see Doug Trio EX, huh? That could be cool. Oops. Beware. I wonder what he'll end up being. Oh, that was tacky. Zaora. Pokemon Zorora. What's his name? Zorora. TCG. Let's see. What does he end up looking like? Here's a card I could end up seeing him having right here. What the hell does this even say? Open image in a new tab. Okay, so he's a basic, pretty low HP. Again, this is the live version, not the pocket, so these numbers are not right at all. This is just us comparing the live to the pocket. But he could end up being 120 HP. I think the HP on this would probably be lower. Probably be under 100. 2 energy, that sounds about right, though. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. I could be something like that. I could definitely see something like that. If that ends up being the case, then this would be a decent card. I don't know what I would pair it with right now, though. Is the thing. I don't know. Electric is in a weird spot, so I need to see more before I could really make a lot of full-on decisions about what we would do with that type of Zorora card. Zorora, excuse me. What else are we getting? Alolan Marowak. I wonder what he could be. Is there an Alolan Marowak TCG? I'm sure there is, right? Alolan Marowak. That's not what I'm looking for. All right. Crazy. It might end up being a Psychic-Mon. Let's see. What's he do? Open image, new tab. Alolan Marowak. Spirit Smash. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If the card you discarded is a Pokemon, this attack does damage equal to that Pokemon's HP. There's no way we're getting that ability. Maybe? Holy smokes, that would be nuts. Discard the top card from your opponent's deck. There's no way. I mean, there's maybe something where it's like, look at the top card on your opponent's deck, but there's no way you're discarding one of their cards in a 20-card game. That would be the best. This would be the best card in the game. You could just mill them out, and they'd be done. All you got to do is mill 2 cards. Oh, I milled your Charizard. You're done. Oh, I milled your 2 Darkrai's. You're done. I guess Darkrai'd probably be a little harder to get off in time, considering it's a stage 1 evolution. So, either way, you would be able to screw over your opponent super easily with this card. I don't know if that's going to be the full-on case there. This is a big question mark. Maybe. What's the fire version do? Close. You can't read that. Can't read any of these. God dang it. Dance of Flames. I can maybe read this one. Nope. What else we got? Here we go. If anything, they'd go with this one, right? If we're going off the theory that they're going to use the other GX Pokemon. So let's look at this one. Ability, Cursed Body. If this Pokemon is in your active and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, the attacking Pokemon is now confused. Okay, I like that. I actually really like that. And then you can double it up too and hit them with Confusion. Can you? You can stack Confusion and Burn, right? Should be able to. That could be really good. If we get something like this, I'm on board. Oops, sorry, smacked my mic. Well, what else haven't we covered? That's about everybody, huh? I mean, at this point, we could theorize all day long. Until we see more of the actual cards, we won't really know. Oh, there's one more I want to check. Let's do Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck. Oops. TCG. All right, what do we think he'd be? Probably, well, maybe not. I don't know. Let's check the GX card. Oh, I can't read that. Come on. There it is. And what is this? A card for ants? I don't see them having a 0 energy. I didn't even see that, but I don't see them having that for sure. That seems way too good. Here we go. Okay, I should be able to read this one. Not the best, but I can read it. So Muck, Alolan Muck, 3 energy. Maybe this will be an EX. Huh. This could be an EX. I'd be okay with this being EX. This attack does 70 more damage for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. Huh. Well, then that just goes hand in hand with what we just looked up, huh? The Alolan. But if they did that, they'd have to make him dark. Darkness. Wrong one. The Alolan Marowak is what I'm thinking of. We back? I think OBS just crashed because I showed a card I shouldn't have shown. I think OBS has some sort of like protection, like I don't know, some sort of protection thing built in where if it sees something it shouldn't, it automatically just crashes. Kind of a weird thing. Like certain copyrighted content, it just crashes. All right. I guess there it was. One more time, guys. If you haven't seen the news, it's going to be Solgaleo and Lunala as the next EX headlining Pokemon. I am going to say, though, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up stream for now. I got to get some food going, so that and the trailer. The actual trailer is supposed to drop in probably like T-minus 6 hours, maybe even less than that, like 5.5 hours. So I want to be up for that. I'll probably live stream that whole event as well. Probably make a video on it too. But the official trailer should be dropped tomorrow within like 10 hours from now. And it'll definitely give us a bigger insight as to what we can expect out of at least a handful of cards coming on the 30th. This is dropping on the 30th, so less than a week away. Either way, guys, I appreciate everybody stopping out tonight. If you guys haven't yet subbed to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button. If you're not following on Twitch yet, make sure you go on over to Twitch, drop a follow. We are going to be streaming basically every single day. As soon as the banners go live, we'll be live. We are going to spend the gold cap on the set as soon as the banners go live. So don't miss the summoning live stream. As soon as that happens, don't miss any of the live streams. Hit that bell icon so you don't. That way you know when we go live. But we'll be live again tomorrow, guys, as soon as that trailer goes live. Appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Get some rest. We'll see you in the morning for the card reveal, huh? We'll see you guys. Take it easy later. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.